Hey, we love that umbrella guy. All right. Thank you.
Police are zombie problems? Your tortoise won't stop breakdancing?
Try blue tape.
The miracle of our age. Yay!
I'm calling from Los Angeles, and I'm having a little problem under the name ThATuMBRELLAgUY. I sent him my phone number at least 20 times in the chat and told him to call me. He ignored me. I'm a man. I filed the report. If you guys could take a look at it and give me a call back, I would love to hear what you guys can do to help us. We really need to kind of stop this guy at least until Monday. I told him to call me. I'm a man.
You know what? I talked to your mayor.
Population army of one. Getting masked up and rolling over snitches. Sitting them like the cruise line, baby, to throw out the E-stitches. A wrecking ball to all their scams, the grifts they sold as free. The lawyers, the lies, the 50s is K, blocking out the only me. How many claims are left in ruins? Oh, let us count the ways. A memorial, 20K on fencing, a fortune turned into 18K. What's the sound of two brain cells fighting for last place? If you guess the ecosystem, that's right. You got lies about money, a fortune squandered, thousands flagrantly misused. And unlike sickness, there's sadly no cure for stupid. This isn't just a mic drop, it's yet another nuke, asking what they're gonna do when their money turns to poof. The greatest truth out there, they know the truth in what I wrote. But to quote you ecosystem pals, they've already tossed you off the boat. I hope you can float, lady, because they've abandoned you. Abandoned. That's right.
All right, folks, what's up, man? It is another in a crazy long day of crazy long days where, interestingly, we keep finding out a little bit more and a little bit more about this Preston money saga. I noticed something we missed last night. You know, for example, there was another comment right at the very end of everything talking about how even John Cook has asked for that money back. And John Cook has also not gotten a response. Isn't that interesting?
That is interesting. I didn't see that post. I guess I missed that.
Yeah, it popped in. It was like a one-off, almost like sentence play, which we will bring up for sure. Man, it's been interesting. I think I'm going to pull up like from last night. You know, I mentioned a really fun letter that I received too. You know, actually, I received an odd letter today too. It wasn't tied to this. Yeah, I have. When's the last time that you got a scam that was like, oh, I'm a poor, unfortunate person living in, this one is from Sudan, and I have like $13.6 million and I need your help. When's the last time you got one of those? I haven't got one in forever.
It's been a while. It's been a while.
Yeah, I got one today. I'm gonna show a crazy email, but I was checking to clip that one from yesterday, and I ended up with one of those. It was like, oh, oh man, my name is whatever. I'm from the Sudan. Oh, I'm a sole beneficiary of $13.6 million.
Of course.
And I need a trusty partner to help me. And la la la. I was like, man, this kind of reminds me of this story.
Uh-huh.
It really does. Oh Lord. Well, man, it's been a while though since I've seen any kind of scam like this. Even the like, what is this email from? Look at this.
Oh my Lord.
That just screams, don't click me,
Yeah.
But yeah, I got another email. Now I've cut it down, folks, so it doesn't show the top. You can see the report not spam thing across the top and all of that when it goes to your spam folder. But I received well, let's just say it's not the nicest. It's not the nicest email I've ever received in my life.
Good gravy. This is so crazy.
Yeah, we get a lot of crazy emails, I'll say. And sometimes we make fun of them and sometimes we don't. Man, some people are really just loony. I thought I had a literate one on the line for a minute there too. And like for me, I'm not saying that I definitely make my typos when I'm messaging someone like Megan or everything. I don't care. But when I'm writing someone, particularly if I'm going to write something very horrible, I would probably try to get it right. I wouldn't call you the Antichrist, for example.
The Antichrist.
Yes. You, sir, are the Antichrist. Like, well, thank you. I suppose I don't think I know that many Chris's to be anti them, but I'll go back through, just to make sure. Like I said, I've clipped this. If it looks weird, you can see the report not spam across the top where it lands it there, and it tells that it comes from Anonymous. That's the thing right here. But I try if I'm going to clip something, if I post it especially, I try not to make it distracting because people are like, ooh, and they miss the other fun like this. Dearest Umbrella, I dream of you and kids in the ground. Wow, that's already starting out a little spicy and not very nice, I'm going to say.
That's so gross.
Yeah. Winter walks over you. Now, I can't say I can't definitively attach this to anyone, obviously. I can say what it's attached to. But there are some people out there that seem to have a fixation on winter and Game of Thrones. I'm not going to say any more on that. So I'm kidding. I'm just going to say. So, because of your saying on Ray, or my saying on Ray, I guess me talking about Ray.
You haven't really done much of that.
No, not a lot. I have talked about the hypocrisy of Ray. Oh, I did find something interesting though. So the antis keep railing on the fact that people are disrespecting Ray's wife. And again, when I say this, I'm making a point. I'm not bringing her up. I'm bringing up something they keep throwing at people. Okay, they keep saying that people are leaving horrible negative commentary on her obituary. So I decided to look, and again, obviously nobody needs to do this, but I looked it up because I was curious. I was like, where's these horrible negative comments? I want to see what people are saying. So I looked it up, and there's no way to leave a comment. There is no public commentary at all. In fact, it looks like you can, just like most funeral homes, like there is no public commentary. You know what I mean? Like I've never heard of that before.
I've seen some of them that have where you can leave a message on like a public it's like a public guest book,
like
or
a
something.
Guest book, yeah.
But it's interesting. They keep making these claims, but they never show any evidence. Whenever we tell you something has happened, we always show it to you, including getting hate mail or threats. We show it to you. You know, they've been saying they're getting threats and all kinds of Ray's getting terrible comments. I haven't seen one. They don't show it to you. So do they exist? I don't know.
I couldn't find any. I could not find a place where somebody could publicly leave something like that. And I looked everywhere, you know. I did. I looked all over. I looked for a way to leave a comment. You know, I'm not going to leave a comment, but I wanted to see just for the sake of it, if that were possible, you know, because it's easy to tear. Like a lot of the lies that they love to tell are so easily taken apart, like something we're going to do tonight. We are definitely going to tear something apart that's coming up with court, which will be a lot of fun. It ties into what we talked about last night with a new filing today, which I thought, fun times. But same thing. You can take some of this stuff apart so easily. But they continue. So what if Ray talks about your kids? So what? Well, I would say that aside from the hypocrisy of talking about people's relatives, which, again, they say they don't, and they tell you, you know, again, I think I'm pretty good about if I'm bringing up something like I just brought up a topic there. I'm talking about Ray in that. I'm not talking about his wife. That's commentary or 2L commentary. These people, oh, they love to bring up loved ones. So if that matters. But also talking about kids, period, is kind of gross, especially for grown-ass adults. It's just gross when they have, you know, they're not talking about safety concerns or anything else. They're just trying to be menacing, which is nasty. But they're like, so what? They are barley. They are barley.
What?
It's barley. I think it's
barely.
Barely.
Barely. They are barley.
I read it. When I saw it the first time, I read it correctly. And I just now, this is the first time I noticed it said barley. They are barley worth the talk.
Oh, that's funny.
That does make me laugh. Oh my gosh. They are barley worth it. You are, I'm not even I'm just, you are Antichrist.
Odd.
Oh my Lord. Like I said, I thought I had one for about a couple of sentences. I thought maybe this is a literate one, you know. Wow, this has been the first one I've had. But nope. Sodom. I guess that goes back to the Sodom and Gomorrah thing. You know,
yeah, which by the way, Ray said about us.
Yes, he very much made it clear.
And he also said the thing about Antichrist.
Maybe they're quoting him. Maybe that's the kicker in that. Maybe, I don't know. Or the Antichrist.
Well, that would make sense.
You deserve what is coming one day soon. Now, again, I always feel like when people put this stuff up there, I think I should make a PSA and to say, if you do decide to come here for some reason, I am strapped, and I would rather not have to go that route. You know, I would rather not have that on me, because it will not end very well at all. It will end very badly. And you've been warned. So if people are making threats, like, you know, we've seen a few. We've seen some paint chips kind, you know. I'll say they know. And I mean, the majority of loonies, they don't do anything. I have had in the past, I talked to your mayor guy. He did come here. He absolutely did. What a weirdo, man. He went down and was surveying our area, and went down to the police station and all kinds of weirdness. Oh, by the way, when Elon took over, you know, all the people that had been banned, like weirdos like him, they got unbanned. Yay.
Great.
Yeah, literal stalkers. You know.
Good Lord.
Yeah, guy got banned for actually stalking. And then it's like, well, you're forgiven. It's like, hey, yay, fun times. But yeah, we had wonderful letters like these. I found this one. I didn't find it for a day. This came in Sunday. I did not check. Sometimes I won't check the spam, especially. You know, I forget about it. And that was setting in the spam, apparently. So,
all the more reason why I never check spam. I just delete that shit.
Realize, like, well, this person's suffering from intolerance. Gluten intolerance. What's barley got to do with it? I know. What a crazy man. Let me bring up I want to bring up a couple of messages that we missed yesterday. There's actually an exchange we've missed, but there was one add-on from last night that we missed too. And these would be from, of course, from Preston. You know, she had a
She's
little
still flapping her
exchange.
gums.
No, she's been quiet today, but she had a little bit, and we missed. You remember the tree thing or whatever, the one that looks like a bud?
Yeah,
We were
yeah,
talking
yeah.
about that. The commentary under the butt tree. They we forgot those yesterday. So let me see. I'm going to pull up the John Cook one's actually really curious. Again, we're talking about a large amount of money that is missing, first of all. And she brings this up yesterday. If you watched yesterday, which if you didn't, you definitely should. You should go back and watch Megan's show for sure. But if you did, which you should have, then we brought up the new RV grift, which is this is going to be parked under. Oh, you like that pun? Parked under
The new RV grift will be parked under RV grifting.
I'll be here all week. Yay.
Tip your waitresses.
By the way, something to note. So YouTube apparently is not showcasing things correctly, and they've changed something in the last month. You'll notice.
Yeah. No kidding.
Yeah, big time. Now, if you go in, you need to check your account. Make sure that your account is not set on restricted views because apparently a large majority of YouTube got their accounts set to restricted view. That would be taking out anything that would be, well, we're going to call it adult content. And adult content is decided by AI. Who knows what that means? It can mean a certain word being there. It can mean anything. But in the last month, huge channels, they're frozen. They've taken hits for here. Like this topic, a topic usually every month will lose 2 to 5% of viewership, which is typical, and it'll replace some of it. Well, in the last month, it did about 30, and that's not typical. That's very odd, and it goes right with the change. So make sure that, on top of letting people we're live and everything else, make sure that your accounts aren't restricted, because if you're restricted, you will never see a video. It'll look like the people that you like, they're not there. You go through your settings menu. It's on the drop down on the right hand side, and look it up. If you don't know how, just look up how do I turn off restricted view, and you'll be shocked because AI they're trying to add some new AI bot scrubbing features to YouTube. They were trying it with Twitch and everything else, and
what they're doing is actually scrubbing our views.
Yeah, big.
You know what
time.
else I found out? I found out that they are starting to not count lurkers as viewers, which is ridiculous. So if you're not active in the chat, YouTube, if you're just listening and you're not chatting, YouTube is going to start not counting you in our views.
See, that's so bizarre. Like, a view is a view is a view, and for them to set all these weird thresholds, it's like they actively want to damage their own platform, and they will. They'll end up, and by the time they figure it out, damage done. They do this all the time. They add in something, quote unquote, for your convenience, and it makes everything worse. It's like politicians to me. Like the inactive ones are my favorites. Same things with YouTube. Please be inactive. But anyway, I say all that to note, if you notice that there are videos that are not showing up, some of your favorite content creators out there, I mean, a bunch of people. We're talking about channels that don't complain about this kind of stuff ever. Monster channels out there. They have seen significant hits, and it's bad. It's really bad.
I've tried 2 times now to put out a video with a recap of the Tim's trial that I've been covering so that I could catch people up. And the views on it are so much lower than usual. I'm telling you, it has nothing to do with the actual content. It is 6,000 less views than normal. That is outrageous.
Yeah, that doesn't happen. You know,
Something is being, and I've put it out twice, and twice I've had the same result. I believe that it's being censored for some reason, and I'm trying to get around it. So now I'm going to have to re-record, take out any words that might be objectionable. But how do you talk about certain topics that you want to tell your audience about that are happening, like the topics in this trial, without using the words to describe what it is? It's
Right.
like when we have to use words like ARP and, SA or whatever. It's really frustrating because how do I tell people what this is about when I have to speak in code?
I'm telling you, the first time I encountered that heavily was the Amber Heard stuff, where I used to have to call her that certain Aquaman starlet.
That was so crazy. That was so
They
crazy.
censored her name up until that trial came up. Until a month and a half before that trial, that name was blacklisted. You put it in anything, you tagged it in anything, and your videos ate dirt for it. So, you couldn't use her name in like the first so many minutes. So I was like, I won't use her name, period. It's like she doesn't exist. Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, it's bizarre. So something is going on. And if you look at this topic on YouTube, it started a month ago.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, August 13th, I guess, is the date that creators are saying our channels tanked on August 13th and haven't been able to get them back since, like haven't been able to get the views back up. And it doesn't make sense when you have a certain number of subscribers and you know how much you get. Yeah, and you know how much you normally get. Like you get a certain range. Obviously, some videos do better than others. Some do worse than others. But it's always within like a certain percentage, right? It is never, I have never had a video do 6,000 less views than normal.
Not even just that. Okay, so on August the 23rd, that's when I noticed. All right, you take a dip like this subject. This subject hangs anywhere from 15,000 to 13,000 views. It picks them up. All right, then suddenly it's going down, and it'll start dipping into the 11s, and it's like, wait a minute. Then this weekend, I had one not hit 10,000 for the first time ever.
See, that's crazy. That's crazy. This is not authentic. This is not just like people going, oh, wait, the views are going down.
I'm tired of the subject. Yeah, it doesn't. I've been doing this for a long time. So,
That's not what's happening, because it's happening across across all different types of channels, and all different types of creators are saying the same thing. Also, notifications. My notifications did not go out twice on the same video. Well, now I deleted it once and then I re-uploaded it. They didn't go out.
For that. I'm checking it right now. I've got mine on so I can see what. Nope, that one did not. I got a notification last night for the live stream. So
right, it looks like the notifications are working for the lives, and it also looks like the views are working for the lives. But for the recorded videos, the shorter videos, there's something being messed with, because the difference in it is unbelievable.
I think with the lives too, I think if you're on restricted view, I think that it doesn't tell you anything's up. It doesn't matter if it's live or anything else, because lives, obviously you can't control what's in a live. So why would you unrestrict those?
I have no idea. And I checked my account to see if it was set on restricted, because they're saying that YouTube is turning restricted on without the creator's knowledge. Mine is not on. So I don't know. So that's not it, but there is something going on, and it's very frustrating.
Everybody check that. Check your setting. Just keep an eye out. Again, I bring it up not to complain, just to note that if you're keeping up with stuff for any creator you like, not just myself,
not
Megan,
just us,
whoever,
anybody,
anybody that you enjoy, because I mean these are livelihoods. I mean, my livelihood's tied to this stuff too. So it's definitely it's definitely crazy that the platform, you could live or die because of the platform itself. It's very strange. But,
there are creators out there with over 100,000 subs who are saying, I'm afraid my channel's not going to be here soon. Like, that's how bad this is. And YouTube, of course, is not commenting. So
they'll what they'll do, they'll quote unquote fix it. They'll put in a fix later on down the road, but by the time they fix it, God knows what will happen.
Yeah, by the time they fix it, a bunch of creators are going to have lost out on income. Meanwhile, I'm sure that YouTube is not going to lose any income, because they're hitting you all with a record number of ads.
Yes. Yeah,
which
they
we
have
don't get
taken out.
they way more for than we do.
Well, they've taken away a lot of control on ads. So for me, this is strange on live streams, for example. I don't include mid-roll ads, but when I go back and look, I have an insane amount. That's I have an ad at the beginning and the end, and I don't put them in the middle. YouTube does, and I looked at one live and it had like 14 ads in them. I was like, good God, but I can't take them out. I can't take them out at all. So anyway.
Yeah, it's really frustrating. It's getting bad.
But back on the subject. Sorry, folks. Like I said, I wanted to note that because again, this kind of stuff, it hits everybody and it's ridiculous. So now, like I was saying, yesterday we talked about the RV grift, the new one, I shouldn't say it's new. It's the newest one. It goes with that $5,000, where she said that I need a loan. So she's saying over the weekend, she made $125, 3 days of working at the flea market. Then she brings up, I gotta rate her real quick. Hey kiddo, hey. Did you have come here, give me a hug. Did you get that cleaned up? No, I see that in your face. You didn't. You better go clean.
Like the night.
No, it's cleaning time. You
Can
made
we
John.
play a little monster? I just started it.
You're gonna have 10 minutes to go play. You're gonna go clean it up, okay?
On my phone?
Yes, you may go play. Okay.
There was much more people.
Okay. Well then you gotta clean up that giant mess. Oh my Lord. All right, close the door. Close the door for me. I have some we have like a spare room and has some boxes stacked in there, and I went in there and she had gotten every spare box down and dumped them all in the floor. So I was like, what in the world?
Nice.
She was like, I was looking for a toy, I couldn't find it.
Funny.
And then of course she says she looked over and she saw like a random toy. I can't remember. Oh, it was a stuffed turtle. And she was like, but you know what? She looks over and she's like, I found this one for you. I was just thinking about you with it. I was like, oh, you little manipulative buck. It was good though. It worked.
That's funny.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about Clay today. I was like, you better clean that stuff up. She has a phone that like a non-working phone. She's pretending phone right now. So she keeps bringing up her phone. If you hear her bring it up, she's like, I'm doing this on my phone. Yeah, not exactly a working phone, but still kids' imagination. So
I love
anyway,
it.
you have this commentary stream that comes out of this talking about 2L and the money. Hey, what about your money, Lisa? Has she forked that over? And you have some really interesting comments out of this, including one that we missed off of it. But she talks about, at first she's saying, hey, don't you think I've asked Lisa? I've asked, there's no reply, nothing. But how it works out is how it works out. Now, like I said, that by itself tells us something is off with this mess. But it gets worse. Then she noted last night, again, we went over this part where they were like, hey, what about HG Christmas? And she said, oh, well, they're not raising money for Harley Grace. They're raising it for someone else, which is pretty messed up.
That's crazy.
And yeah, and not only that, who is this someone else? Is her name? Let me think. Her name is Glisa Glee.
Yeah, probably.
You were like, wow, I think I've heard that name before. Who does that remind me of?
So crazy.
Oh, yeah, well, I wonder with that. But it goes through, and then we missed one that all the way down toward the bottom. We picked up. We hit. Did we hit? Oh, yeah, we hit this one. Okay. But then there was this. So she was asked, maybe John could talk to her about it. She seems to have no problem with it. Man, just an idea. So again, money-wise, hey, maybe John, the guy who keeps hanging out on live streams with Lisa Lee. maybe he could ask about the money. And Preston's like, well, he did ask about it. He did ask about that RV, and she didn't respond. So not at all. So he's even asking about money, RV, help, nothing. He's getting ghosted too. I personally think that John Cook is probably, they love to play both sides of an equation, no matter what. They love to play the victim, and they love to play whatever other portion. And she usually plays the victim in something. Well, John, he stayed hooked to them, in their quote unquote good graces, hoping to potentially, I would say, not only score the money, but also to get them back in and, talking about fundraising for them and stuff in the future. Well, apparently that isn't working out according to her. That's amazing. That they're planning on ghosting that money 100%. It is. There's no doubt.
I think it's gone already. I don't think there's anything left.
I don't see how there can be. Honestly, you put money into people's hands like that. And there's...
Funny how you notice they haven't talked at all anymore about putting anything into a trust for HG or anything. They've just gone completely silent on the issue of the alleged leftover $18,000.
Well, you notice though, like a lot of certain major donors are, I think they're cowards. Again, I'm go back to that. They call out people and stuff, but they don't go far enough to actually rectify the situation. And I'm not talking about giving more money. That would be stupid as hell. What I'm talking about doing is you got tens of thousands of dollars. They are misplaced. None of that money is moving whatsoever. You give it a big kick by going to the police. And it's so much money that if it is being misused in that way, yeah. I mean, you're talking international crime problem here,
It's unbelievable.
It is. It's crazy. Now, there was another thread too. I haven't even read the comments that were on it yet. I'm going to bring up the butt tree. It is funny. So the other day, I ended up making sure that I got certain screenshots and certain recordings. And I noticed that in the intro for the 2L show, they're trying to brag about what they provided so they can explain away some of the money problems to their audience. Look, we provided a fence. Look, there was a Christmas. Yeah. It's weird when you're talking about over $100,000 for everything, for sure. And one of the things you're bragging about is a pair of toilets. Notice there's it's not just like a screenshot of them either. It's like somebody walking by and videoing and showing 2 toilets. And that's like one of your brag points.
Oh my God. Like, how much could they have cost? $300 tops?
I'm just like, man, are you kidding me? It's so weird.
It's so crazy.
All of it is. And LP, again, her being, well, it just, whatever happens. Yeah, that tells you there is something majorly off with this stuff. She's not the whatever happens type.
Right.
That is something majorly wrong with this. All right, let's pull up the butt tree picture too. Let's talk about that one.
I was so confused by this picture. I couldn't, my brain could not understand or comprehend what I was seeing here. Like,
yeah, because it's like we cannot force someone to hear a message they are not ready to receive. Now, the thing, when I saw this, all I saw was the picture in the middle, because
right, that's what I saw too.
Yeah, on your phone you have to click into it, or it censors out the outside. So all I saw, it was funny because Megan was like, "Did you see that butt tree?" And I was like, "That's what I thought it looked like too. It looked like a butt tree, It looked like a giant butt tree."
Oh God! And also, I'm like wondering, that doesn't even look like a real picture. Is that AI? Like, what am I looking at?
I think it's a tree hatching out of a dirty butt. I don't know. I'm not sure. So if you plant a seed, you'll crack your butt. I'm not sure what the message is at all.
I don't either. I don't either. But that
But
is the strangest looking picture. I don't think that's real. I'm
it's
just
surely not. I'm gonna blow that up in a little bit. Look at this. It looks wrong. Either that or it's a terrible picture. Actually, it has a signature down here in the bottom. Maybe it is fake. You know, maybe it is a fake. I'm not sure.
Oh yeah.
Maybe it's a
What-
forgery. But there's this thread here, and I noticed it. I didn't even look at the butt tree picture again. So I didn't notice that there's an entire. Look at all this. Look at this. I mean,
Oh,
it's
boy.
huge.
Oh boy, this is going to be fun.
Yeah, she starts talking about the money again. Here's the RV again. Right there. You can see it brought up already. I haven't read this. I didn't read it at all because I was like, I'm going to read it one time. I'm not reading this twice.
It's
You
too
know?
hard. It's too hard to understand what we're reading. We need the help of the chat to get through it.
Indeed. We need your support. We need an arm to lean on. By the way, if
We
you
do.
do like what we are doing here, and apparently this really does piss off people. You know, they rant and they rave. They send hate messages. They dox and everything else. So that means you're being effective, very much so. So if you enjoy what we do, again, outside of telling people we're alive and everything else, if you'd like to support our endeavors, consider ye old breadsticks. It definitely helps, and it is most definitely appreciated for sure.
And it makes them scream and kick and cry over there. It's really funny. Maybe they'll do a whole nother stream with dropping a bunch of punt words.
Well, they tried out at first. So they were trying to celebrate that too. They were actually trying to celebrate it like it was some kind of weird win, and like they'd managed
What,
something.
that they had to take something off of YouTube because Robbie dropped the C word 400 times?
Yeah, I thought we're not the ones who took your stream down,
Right.
So, but yeah, they were weirdly trying to celebrate it like it was some kind of epic victory. They also, so this was weird too. As part of it, they tried to say that the reason that the giant rant happened was because of Ray, because of the ugliness pointed at Ray.
Oh yeah, that's a total lie. It was because they were upset about some guy on Facebook just giving his opinion on them that was negative. It had nothing to
just
do
some
with
rando
Ray.
out there, man. I saw the rando, like he's posting, because they kept accusing him of being on payroll and everything else. And dude is like,
and they mentioned the guy's name multiple times. Like you can go
Yeah.
back and read the transcript and see what they were upset about.
I just don't get that upset. I don't get being that upset about a random, just some random person, especially when Romulo's pointing out, he says that they're nobody, the people on there are nobodies, and he's a somebody, because he had a show one time and whatever. And I thought, man, for nobodies, they really get under your skin, though, don't they?
Yeah, that's the interesting part. Is like, boy, that really bothers him, doesn't it? Really bugs him that just someone on Facebook has a negative opinion. If I read all of the negative opinions about me out there, I'd have no time to do anything else. Like those are things you just move on. You don't call attention. And that's the other thing. Way to go, calling attention to this post on Facebook I would have never seen if
Right.
you hadn't freaked out and dropped the C word all night long.
It was
very
so
strange.
bizarre. It was so bizarre, like hearing all this freak out, man. Absolute freak out. Hey, check this out, by the way. I'm going to show you some cool AI picture real quick before we hit this. So I've been working on my construction project one. So check this out. Here's
Oh,
the
God.
beginnings of it. Look at that. Look, they're getting the hat ready. They're putting it in. Like they're getting the head ready. They're putting that in.
That's funny.
I gotta grab a couple
This is
more.
a Gulliver's Travels tug.
That's exactly what it is. It's so funny to see. So then, let me see here. Got the assembly of like the arm and stuff like a robot.
Is one of the workers dead on the floor? Look at the guy, or is he napping?
No,
Like,
his head's off. Look, it's like,
what's
oops.
happening in there?
Like he had an incident.
Industrial accident. It's been 0 days without an
room.
incident.
You were not finished cleaning. There is no way. I saw that mess.
Yeah, but I'm cleaning.
Oh, well,
I got another bucket. I got 2 buckets down there for you.
okay. Well, you need to go clean them up. You've got to get that clean.
I'm not done with the 4th bucket though.
Oh, there were more than 3 buckets. I saw what kind of mess you made. There was.
Yeah, I'm on my 4th bucket.
Okay, well, go get them done. Good job. Good job. You power on. Power on, little warrior. Hey, are you wanting to do more fair stuff?
Yeah, but I told everyone was my biggest fan from my live stream.
Everyone was your biggest fan from the live streams, huh?
Yeah.
Aw.
Oh, well. Do you want to tell them about the fair real fast? And then you can go clean, okay? Come here. She has to get that out of her system. She has to tell you about the fair. So come here. Tell us about the fair. What was the fair like?
I won the one that almost burned and almost catch on fire.
You know, you were a ride that almost catched on fire. Whoa.
Yeah, there
Whoa.
was a white soaking.
Actually, for real, one of the rides started smoking. Like, no joke. Like, that is not a
That's
joke.
terrifying.
Yeah, that's horrifying.
Yeah, you know the elephant ride?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one almost catched on fire.
Yep. That thing started smoking. That's why you don't get in the giant rides, right?
Yeah, but it wasn't giant, it was a little
I know. And they evacuated you, like, get off the ride. What did you ride? You rode bumper car?
Yeah.
Yeah, which you kept talking about wanting to do.
Yeah, but since you want to let me drive a bubble car,
Oh no, what a crime.
yeah, there was one bubble car left, and Gigi wouldn't let me.
She wouldn't let you drive by yourself. Probably
Yeah.
because she was afraid for everybody else. If you would have drove by yourself, man, you would have just taken everybody out, right?
Yeah, but I wanted to do that.
I know. Well, she was just looking out for everybody else.
Yeah, but it's just called bumper cars, not unbumpers.
Not on bumper cars? Okay, so you can bumble. All right. That's good. What else do you ride?
I went, you know the
Oh, you rode the scrambler, right? That
Yeah.
thing where you bumped your head?
Yeah, that thing that
That's
goes
the ride that
round
makes
and
you wanna
round,
throw
and
up.
That goes really fast. That looks like a go-kart sometimes.
Mhm.
That has songs.
Yeah, and you
I keep up with the front and back.
yeah, she
I
bumped
was
her head.
okay though.
Yeah, she was like,
Every bit one, a B1.
Gigi said, Gigi said, she came up, she was like, oh, I'm on my head. And then she was like, well, you want to get away from it? And you were like, no, I want to ride it again.
I
course.
didn't want to ride it again.
No, she said you
That's
did.
brave.
Yeah, she said you did. She said you were a big, brave girl.
Yeah, I wanted to ride it again
Yeah.
because it was so fun and fast.
Yeah.
And the elephant one wasn't that fast. It was so slow.
Rhea Rice said she used to bump people on purpose with the bumper car. It was fun.
Ooh.
Yeah. Ooh. She got that. Ooh. Yeah. Ooh. Did you get candy?
I got candy.
You asked. Of course you did.
I got a candy apple because there were chocolate apples
Oh
for some
man.
reason.
Yeah. But the funnel cake. You know,
We
have a
didn't get
chance-
it.
Yeah, you didn't have a chance to get there yet, so we'll have to go back again.
Cotton candy though.
Yeah. It's crazy.
I just got pink cotton candy. No flavor with it. Just pink. And
And you
I
played
missed the
games,
shape.
right?
Yeah. But I wanted them shaved eyes.
Well, you go clean. We might have some time to go back again this week, but you got to get that cleaned up. Go clean up your messing.
Why do you have so many thin fork style plastic?
I think you're trying to distract me.
No, why?
Yes.
Why do you have so many? But I didn't do. I didn't do too many wides because 50 wide white that had lightning on it, it said lightning, and it was too short for it.
Now, like I said, if you want to go back,
That's so much fun.
well, if you want to go back, then you better go get that mess cleaned up. Okay.
And both the two-seater, and I was
Yeah.
with her so far with the plastic for some reason.
Okay. All right. Well, hey, go upstairs. Thank you for telling me about it. Close the door too. Okay.
So
Yes.
cute.
Yeah, she's so excited about the trip there. She was like, "Oh my gosh, Dad!" I couldn't believe the cost of it. I was like, "Ugh." So for them to ride, they had the kids deal. So for them to ride, you get like a little band. The band used to
Yeah.
be $10. Now it's 25 a kid, and
Yep.
then you have to have certain ones. You had to have at least one chaperone with certain things for them to do. So there's another band. So $75 in bands. Every single game they played, $10. Didn't matter what. Every game at the carnival now, $10.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
I was like,
nuts.
man, like a little fish game. Oh, by the way, so the oldest won a fish yesterday, and
I
that
heard
fish, of
about
course,
that.
yeah, it's
Mhm.
expiring as we speak.
Oh
Yeah,
no.
yeah, it's a carnival fish. You know how they are. I was like, if
Oh
it lasts
no.
3 days, it's gonna be
Oh
amazing.
no.
So I think I'm gonna sneak out tomorrow and replace it.
That's probably a good idea.
Yeah, I'm gonna sneak out. I'm like, well, I better do that. So anyway, my last picture on here too. Check it out. Look at them building. Get a little workers. I like them. I'm like,
I'm
is he
worried about
saying
these
something?
workers. I don't think they have a safe environment. I'm telling you, that one
No,
with the decapitation concerns me.
this one, like some of them wear their hats too. Like I think this guy's wearing a yarmulke, and this guy, he just looks like he has a traumatic head injury. You
Oh
know?
God. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this guy, I'm like, what are you doing to my face, sir? You know? These people are just milling around with the tools. I'm like, what are they doing exactly?
I don't know.
I haven't put all the pictures of those in there, but we do have a video too where they're doing a little bit of work. Let me see.
Oh, while they're working? Oh, that should be interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. They're not lazy bums, I'm like, well, that's good at least. Let me see. Where are you? Is that the one? Yeah, there it is. Gosh, there we go. I had to mute it. I was like, wait a minute. Although it does make me kind of short in the after build stage. It doesn't have all I've been adding on the different, ones there. But it did make me quite short in that one. I was like, wait a minute. I don't think
How
I'm
dare you?
Yeah,
How
well,
dare it make you short?
I was like, that short? I mean, my legs are,
That's funny.
I was like, my legs aren't that size. Wait a minute. That was weird. So I went to share and I got a pop-up. It said personal sharing not allowed.
What?
Yeah, I got a weird pop-up.
Oh no.
Yeah, I'm like, man, we'll see what happens with it. Give me 1 minute. I'm gonna try it one more time. If not, I'll have to share it another day. I swear, man. When it rains weirdness, it pours weirdness, Yeah, well, let me share the thing. Let's see it. Let me make sure it'll share the oh well, I can't share the video. I'll share it another day, I suppose. I can share the posts, it looks like. Yeah, it's letting me lock on the posts. All right. Well, at least I can still share what we need to share for the screen.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, that was very strange. All right, so let's see what she has. Again, I have not read this. I'm sure it's going to be a lot of whining, and then there's probably threats in it. But it all happened yesterday. She wrote an essay here.
Good.
So they said,
Lord.
I hope, so because I can never deal with the stress in your life, I'm praying for peace. She's like, do you know what little bit is very hard? It's hard on me. It's hard on Harley. It's hard on John. We're all going through this. We don't deserve it. We're innocent. Of course we'd start that way. I think, that many other people know that hopefully when I get a hold of the lady, which is supposed to be Levy County Sheriff today. So here's another call for the Levy County Sheriff. She's putting in a call. I noticed that it's one of the reasons that I thought, well, I missed one because like I said, I didn't read through them, but I noticed a hold of and sheriff. I was like, she's talking about more more contacts with the police department. She won't make one for Lisa stealing all that money, but she'll make
Right.
another one for Jeremy Hales. Isn't that
About the
wild?
sign, like, what is she talking about? The investigation into the signs. What investigation? Those signs can't be in. Jeremy did go to the sheriff about the signs. They said it's a civil matter.
Yeah.
Take it
Yeah,
up in
pursue it
court, which is
civilly.
what he did. Are you telling me that the Levy County Sheriff is going to investigate the signs on behalf of Lynette Preston when they wouldn't do it on behalf of Jeremy Hales? I doubt it. I doubt it.
So weird. I don't know. She's like, oh, maybe they'll talk to me more about the investigation of the signs. I've asked them to investigate. So this means that there's been multiple contacts because she was contacting that day, she said. She said that she asked them to investigate. And she said she turned over the report and stuff. So she's saying that she's had multiple police contacts. You know, it may be time to FOIA again
Uh-huh.
to see. And if they deny, you know, then she said it enough. Either she's lying or, you know, or, well, open investigation or we'll get reports, one or the other. It's a quick way to eliminate a few things, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I've asked them to criminally investigate the signs. How would they criminally investigate anyway? Now, it's again been brought as a civil matter. And as it is a civil matter too, what authority? It's kind of like with CPS. I found out with CPS and with law enforcement too. If there's an issue and you end up in court with that issue, law enforcement doesn't intervene anymore because they may be overriding a judge's order and they don't want to get into that fight.
Yeah, that's weird. I just think that she's not
I think-
saying this properly, or she's just making it up.
I think she's tried to contact and probably dumped a bunch of stuff on them. You know, I just, the only downside, the only problem that I have is I don't trust Levy County. I don't trust them at all. I think that they've been exposed, and in exposure, you know, how some of these corrupt little places are too. So that's the one thing that makes me want to ask questions. I don't believe her, you know, I'm not trying to say anything is going on, but I definitely would like to get to the bottom of it and see if there was anything. And if they've been placating her, they may well, yeah, we'll look at that. Yeah, we'll check it out. I mean, that could well be the case too, just to get her to shut up and go away.
Right. Right. And that's possible.
Well, we saw that one report, remember, where she, the last one we saw, where she called up there and they didn't tell her what she wanted, so she hung up on them, you know?
Yeah, right. Exactly. I have a feeling this is similar.
Yeah, it's probably that way. But I've asked them to criminally investigate the signs. So I want to see what they're going to say. They've had the handwriting expert paperwork. Again, this is the kind of stuff that is for a civil matter. That's not for criminal charges. A handwriting expert means nothing, you know, in a criminal matter like that.
Right.
I mean, you could get them involved in a criminal court matter. They might hire a hand. Although, that handwriting expert, I mean, her handwriting expert would be laughed at. Lynette, again, I know you don't want to hear it because I'm sure that part of the money that was supposedly yours got spent for it. That's probably what happened for it in the reality. Well, what was said, 2L said that, and then tried to reverse it later on. She said that Bruce originally paid for it and then he got reimbursed out of monies or out of fundraising. I was like, there was never a fundraiser for that. So, and then she tried to say, oh, no, he never got reimbursed. But she's, you know, she tried to walk it back because so Bruce paid for that. And then I very much doubt he ate thousands of dollars for nothing. This is the guy that was asking for, you know, regular paperwork filing fees to be paid for. You know. Yeah,
the money, when it all comes out, when it's all said and done, I think we're all going to be maybe not shocked, but I think we're going to have answers about where the money went.
I think it'll be interesting to see. We all have our theories. I'm curious, like I said, I'm curious if certain people got paid out of that money too. I wonder if if people that didn't want to pay certain individuals, you know, when they ran their public fundraising, if they ended up privately funding them and didn't know that, because that will be amazing to find out. Oh, by the way, I didn't realize like how bad the crush was that a certain Darth Touch had on you.
Ew, gross. I can't.
Yeah, he wrote me he sent me another email about you. He was
Not
like, she
another
has
one.
a crush on me.
God, this guy just won't stop. It's really embarrassing.
It's creepy is what it is, man.
He needs to quit.
I mean, you know, especially he'll mail, and then on top of the mailing, it'll have a picture of like him and paint chips together, you know, because he's trying to pump that awful podcast.
the unwatchable podcast or whatever the hell.
It's like, please watch, please. I mean, every day, some days.
Every day he's begging people to watch this shit that nobody watches and nobody ever has and no one ever will.
I'm like, you're kidding me, right? You think I'm going to watch that? It looks horribly boring. But I did notice in there that he was like, he wrote a letter that was like, Megan's got a crush on me. I was like, oh, gross.
Ew. Nope. That's never happened. Nope.
Be careful. Make sure you lock your door. Here he has a thing about standing over ladies and allegedly watching them when they sleep. Yeah.
I've heard the same thing.
Yeah. I remember a post about that and some other stuff. You know, at one time, heard a little tale about that one time too. But anyway, I digress. So they have the affidavits from the witness. What witness? Wait. So there are witness. Wait. There are witnesses to the signs. Is that what you're telling us?
That's weird.
Is she saying that? Yeah. Is she admitting there are witnesses for the signs?
That's bizarre. And that would be something she has not turned over in discovery. She was supposed to. Yeah,
indeed. Indeed. That's a really weird admission there. Because remember, they tried to go with the signs exist, but Jeremy wrote them. Remember that little foray into the stupid?
Yes, right. And I believe if they went to the sheriff for an investigation, I believe their evidence was that fraudulent handwriting analysis by that discredited fraud guy.
Yeah, that was supposed to be what they were talking about.
That's their evidence.
Oh, I mean, God, can you imagine? Like if police actually read that and took it. I mean, you could think about the lawsuit you would have against a place if they actually believed anything. Because that guy is so God. I mean, that guy being kicked out of so many courtrooms, and it's just amazing. I still can't believe that guy is real.
They have to know that that's not admissible evidence in criminal court. Like it's not evidence for a police investigation, I should say. You might be able to tender an expert report during a trial or something, but again, it's going to be given the weight that all expert testimony is given, which is not very much, if it's even admissible, which I don't think that guy's report would be admissible because of his terrible history of being kicked out of courts and kicked off cases.
I don't think it is. I think that she is low functioning enough that she believes that it is. She does. That's so nuts, isn't it? But affidavits from witness. But something happened, and we have a little more evidence now. Now they have all this evidence, of course, but they never show it to the world, right?
Right.
I love that. So I think everything is going to be okay with that. I think we're going to prove to the world the truth. But thanks for caring. And then there is either somebody who commented, and I wonder if they're blocked. Give me 1 second. I'm curious about something. Just let me check something real fast. I want to see if I can see them, you know? Yeah, making sure. Yeah, I can subscribe. No, I'm not blocked. So I can see the one she's responding to. Maybe they removed their comment. All right. Sorry about that, folks. I just wanted to know. I see a comment to somebody and I can't click. Maybe it is filtering it out because it's going with. Give me a second. Let me see if I can see their comment. No. I guess it's not there. You know? Yeah, I was just curious about it because it's poppy seed muffin something, you know? So,
I wonder, well, she might have deleted it.
they might have deleted. Yeah, I was just making sure they didn't filter out or something.
Yeah.
You know? Let me pop all this back down. So you keep saying something, you know, so I don't know what was the responding. But in my shoes, you would not, I am doing exactly what my attorneys and the law tells me to do. You don't have an attorney, lady. You do realize that. Your attorneys quit, right? Who are your attorneys?
Yeah, who are her attorneys except for the bankruptcy guy? There's no, and in fact, that one's been dismissed too. So does she even have?
She's got a Ouija board. That's what it is. It's like, what should I do? Should I turn in the handwriting? The answers, it looks like yes. Oh, cool. You know? She's like, John, get away from the window and over here. Oh, Lord. No, for real, though.
So
I mean, she has
weird.
no, again, you know, what our lawyers, she is bad news for lawyers. Like they run away from her fast. You know, Stark was in the process of running away. And again, if people think I'm cruel, like not having nicety, Stark had no nicety for me. He was going to throw me in a lawsuit too. It's just, like I said, I was busy with some shit on my own and I made fun of them. And for some reason, I figured they would still add me. You know what I mean? I thought Bruce would still add me into it, but he didn't, weirdly enough.
Yeah, weirdly.
Maybe he was afraid I'd mock the living shit out of it. You know, he
He
figured
was
like
probably afraid we'd write another song that he would complain about to a federal judge. A song was written to mock the undersigned. They're laughing at us.
I'm sick of you know, supposed to be nice to people that definitely would ruin your life and take everything you have and dance on your grave. And I'm like, you know, I don't have to. I'm not obligated to nicety under the best of times, but
Right.
I'm not obligated to them. Like I said, you know, their family. I don't even think about the way I consider the family thing is I don't think about their families, you know, that way.
Right.
And that's the best thing. Now they do come up in conversation because they bring them up. So, you know.
Well, you can't win either. If you were to say anything even nice about one of their family members or whatever, some situation, they'd twist it. It's just better not to say anything at all.
Even if you don't, you do. You know what I mean? Because they just create out of whole cloth. They just say,
yeah, they just make stuff up.
I've seen them weaponizing. It was funny because I was pointing out the other day. Did you see the Marla comments? That I thought they were really funny because she was trying to weaponize, and she.
I don't remember. She's written so much stupid shit. Who knows?
She was trying to weaponize the Ray wife thing too, right? But she was putting up contradictory statements. She would say like she would say that people they're not showing sympathy, right? Here, let me just show you this. Okay, this is the kind of game they play, and you can see it very well with Marla, for example. Here with Marla, she says, you know, all blah 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 blah, but she said, I didn't see one person express sympathy for her. Okay, this is one statement, and in the same thread there, when you go back through, she says people just how much the pro health people declaring sympathy or being dishonest. And I'm like, wait a minute, you just said just a minute ago
no one is saying. That's what I'm saying. You can't say anything. You can't say you know you feel bad for him or whatever, or you can't express any sympathy because that's not what they want. What you do or you don't, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yeah. Period. What's nasty? Actually, I pulled up I pulled up a few screenshots. I did not show. I forgot about these. I was like, well, and we'll go back to those in 1 second. The other stuff we were talking about, but you know, they were weaponizing the Ray wife thing, and you can see some of the comments are nasty. Like personally, I think hell is too nice of a place for these absolute wastes of space. Talking about Jeremy and George. Okay, huh? Or, you know, here's one. I wish I knew where a lot of these people work because most good companies don't tolerate their vile behaviors, especially online. It makes their employers look bad. So they're telling you, and you notice like right when all these statements are being made, they're shilling the Harley Jolly Christmas thing right there.
Of course.
But they're they're look like, oh, Jeremy and George are going to hell. You know, I mean, they're riling them up. And they're riling them up, saying, you know, these people who attack Ray have no idea what fire they've stirred up in people. You know, who would react if Ray and his wife were parents to a child who just lost their father and mother? Oh, you know, whatever gibberish that means. But they're riling them up, and they're trying to, and they're doing the same thing with Stark. You know, oh, they're searching. Oh, they're doing the same thing with Stark. Oh my God. Oh, and they're just. It was gross. And then, of course, they hashtag one of their stupid giveaways, hashtag Ray's wife, right after this mess.
Of course.
I was like, are you kidding me? But it just goes to show you, I mean, they're riling these people up, and they get them to do awful shit. They tell them, you know, these people are doing this or that. Hell, you know, you have these anonymous accounts that pop up on the quote unquote fan site too. And you can tell many of those. I can, I could probably tell you who operates a few of those, you know, but I'm not going to pin it on. So I'm going to say you could just tell which antis they use them. But then they say something terrible. And it's like, oh, they all have to be, they all have to be somehow connected to Jeremy, or they're Jeremy themselves, you know, some kind of weird conspiracy on that. God. So anyway, here, let's see. I just don't get it. What do they want from me? You say that to me, but if the shoe were on the other foot, you are being stalked, you know, stalked like groceries. Stalked to the extent that I've been stalked again, like groceries. Every family member people I left behind and in the towns that I lived in all the way back in my marriages I had 35 years ago. You can say that now. You know, it's weird. They dug into everything. That they made a spectacle out of Jeremy Hale's divorce. Yeah, they had the audacity. She was right there in the fray too. You can see her front and center for all of it. She went in and recruited the people. You know, like the person that Leslie that was running the website. We could see her recruit her through comments. You know, oh yeah, thank you for covering and blah blah blah. Third party violations of the protective order. We could see her in the chats when they were going after with Lisa and them commenting, you know, again, while they're raising money for her, so that they didn't give her.
That they didn't give her. What does this mean? What does the sentence behind that mean, though, about to the extent that I have been stalked, I guess she means every family member?
Yeah, she's saying every family member I have has been stalked. Every town I've left behind. Every marriage that I've had. That's
not true. We don't know anything about her marriages. We haven't looked into any of her divorces. I haven't even tried.
I mean, could.
That's something we could do, but it's just we haven't because there's too much other stuff. And it's not stalking. It's not stalking to go on Facebook and find your public posts in Northport. That's not stalking. That's public information you left out there.
I will for the next YouTube live that you do, we'll play the clip of 2L talking about contacting my wife and family and wanting to get them on the show and say, we'll play that, you know, and just making up some random crazy shit, you know, do damage too. So we'll play that. And then, you tell me how they don't do this kind of stuff, you know? I think they're all game. No, they're all fair game. They set the rules to engagement. That's fine. If they wanted it that way, that's fine. I'm game. You know, I can look through every fucking family member that they've ever had if they like that. If that's what they want to do, they want to do that to me. I'm not going to return ugly that they give me with nicety. You know,
Mhm.
they might get one turn sheet, but that's it. No more.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird that it's just funny the way she sees things, because none of this is all happening because Lynette Preston can't shut her mouth and put all this stuff out there. And it's not stalking when you personally got ran out of a town because your grift was up and everybody was onto it and you were getting reported to authorities and you had to get the hell out. That's nobody's fault but your own,
They
Lynette.
wrote articles about her and stuff, man. So you know that's the lovely part of it. The thing you learn about PR, you can have PR, but the thing is, people can question the PR. You know, they 100% can. Maybe you should stick with the PR. Maybe you should live up to that, but it doesn't work. She probably had somebody tell her to be quiet. That's probably what happened.
Possibly. But I mean, this is just unbelievable. She really can't help herself. She keeps on putting out more and more and more and more and more and more information. Yeah, Rosalind's gone over a lot of the public information. Yes, but again, everything Rosalind has found is public information. That's not stalking. That's called research.
Well, if it's stalking, again, I seem to remember them putting up a, 49-page background check that was not correct, by the way.
Right.
That, amongst other things, tied Jeremy Hale's name and the name of any associates he had and more to some terrible accusations. That's when I keep forgetting when they bring up litigation and they bring up him being accused of horrible things, that needs to be in there because that's the same person that wrote press releases for two of these people, you know?
And you also have to keep in mind that Lynette Preston herself wanted attention and fame. And she got it. She just doesn't like the kind of attention and fame that it is, which is the same thing with Lips. You know, Lips wanted to be famous, wanted to get noticed. And now that she has been noticed, she doesn't like the kind of attention she's getting. That's nobody's fault but their own. You can't be an attention whore and be out there like, look at me. And then people look at you and go, ugh. And then suddenly that's stalking. No, you wanted the microscope. You wanted people to know about your turtle rescue and about your child's alleged medical disorders and your child's alleged plight and your adoption. You put it all out there. People have a right to look at what you put out there and go, ugh, period. Like, none of this is stalking. Nothing. It's not going to stick. Nothing she's claiming about stalking is going to ever stick.
Well, she has a protective order against her, too. That's the one thing she conveniently leaves out. She's like, she's like, you would be doing the exact same thing. It's easy to be a keyboard warrior and say, oh, you just need to, you need to give him everything. You do not know what that would be used for you. I'm like, well, are you talking about turning over things for court? Is that like, again, what? You still don't get it. You don't get it. And when you do, you're going to go, oh my God, Michelle Preston, you absolutely did the right thing. You protected yourself.
Yeah. What a fantasy. No one's going to think you did the right thing when you get hit with sanctions, Lynette, because you refuse to turn over discovery. You don't understand court. In the court process, when they say you have to turn over discovery, you have to turn it over or have a damn good reason why you can't turn it over, that it doesn't exist or whatever. But you didn't do any of that.
She just told people, look, this is crazy too. Like she's directing people to go watch a video. She's going after Hales right here. That's when I listen to this. I mean, just Michelle, you did the right thing. You protected yourself. Oh, you protected your child. God's sakes. She's talking again. God's sakes. Go watch the video from their own children. Huh. Go watch the video and do your research. So she's targeting other people's and their kids.
All right. What
Is she
about the
not?
video by your own stepchild?
Yeah. So they don't count. Your
How
kids.
about the videos that Ashley has put out and the
Not just
interview that
that,
we did with Sam and Ashley? How about those?
she stalked her kids afterwards. Like, one of the reasons that we magnified and brought them up, it wasn't just the accusation. It was the fact that you could see definitive proof, like when they were live, that you had Preston show up in their live streams and just harass the living hell out of them to try to shut them up.
Calling Child Protective Services on them, plotting to do that, getting caught in text messages, plotting to harm them and harm their children, falsely call on Ashley and on Sam. She's something else. And when I say something else, I mean an absolute horror of a person.
For sure. Before you tell me I'm not complying and I'm not doing the right thing, I am doing legally exactly what I should be doing. Exactly. No, you're not. For the well-being of my family and my friends, I'm doing exactly what I should. I beg your pardon. Oh my God. And she's still going, man. So she's still, there may have been more than one comment here, you know. This is good. So the money thing's coming up again. That's your opinion of what's right to do, but that's not what the lawyers say to do. That's not what the judges are going to say to do. You just don't understand, because you are seeing this as I'm the victimizer and the other side is the victim. Think about it the other way around. If it were the other way around, would you cooperate? You have to cooperate in a court. Like that's the point.
Yeah, you have to cooperate.
That's what she's
this
talking
is so
about.
crazy.
This
You
is about
have
discovery. This is. Would you give your family phone number, your friend's phone numbers, address? I don't think you would at all. So
The
this is her
court?
talking about
Yes.
discovery.
You can get a protective order on those things, Lynette. When
No,
you
no.
turn over,
This is about the request for
I know
for
production, but she could have gotten a request. She could have requested a protective order on those things, so that the public wouldn't have access to them. But
she's not
instead,
talking about the public having it.
pretends that that somehow she's in danger of having those things. Like I don't even know. Like what's going to happen if you give those things to Jeremy Hales? This is what litigation is, and you wanted some. You took him to court. I mean, you wanted. I'm sure that
She wanted discovery.
Had
Yes.
the thumbnail case gone forward, she would have wanted discovery from
And
Jeremy
trespass
Hales.
5. She would have wanted it on everybody, you know. Absolutely.
You have to comply. You have to give discovery. I mean, we'll see. I mean, I have no faith in the federal judge. I think he's kind of a putz, so maybe he won't do anything. But a normal judge would not let you get away with this.
There have been, we'll see. I mean, he's already ordered you to do stuff. So let's see if he actually backs it up. But then she goes with there's nothing I can do about Lisa donated money.
Yes, there
There's
is.
nothing
Go to
I
the
can do.
sheriff.
Oh, yeah.
Report it as theft. It has passed the felony level. Go report it as theft. I don't know how many times we have to say it, but stop telling people there's nothing you can do about money that was raised in your name and then kept from you. You can absolutely go report that as theft. Stop whining about it unless you go and do that. I don't want to hear any more about it.
Well, like we said very clearly, I would be very amused to take 2L to task, and I would help you get your money because it would amuse me. And, you know, again, she talked about, we don't believe her. No, I don't. I don't believe you at all. In fact, I think you're a very horrible person. But in this instance, I would have a lot of fun with it. But, you know, she was nasty about that. So fuck her. I will use my platform from now until the end of. Well, I can't to say that this person is a fraud and a liar. And I will tell people not to give you money, because you have proven, all of you have proven that the money, where's it go? You used money. Again, she's liable. The bankruptcy thing, you know, they all try to pass the buck on the bankruptcy thing. For example, who misled whom, you know, and it's like, well, ultimately it falls on Michelle Preston. She's responsible. I mean, the money was raised in her name. So, but there's nothing I can do. It's up to the people that donated to ask for it back or whatever we've asked. No, How do you ask for money back that probably isn't there anymore?
Well, you could start by going to the sheriff and reporting it. That's how you ask for it back.
Nobody's going to help you, Lynette Preston. I'm just telling you, nobody is going to give you more money. She burned you with again, she may be anti-Hales, and you thought, ooh, great payday. But unfortunately for you, she's also anti-Preston now. So enjoy it. And John or whatever.
Uh-huh.
I don't even, like I said, I think they're gaming with that too, but it ain't working. They ain't getting their money that way either. But we've been turned down. We set our heart. We said our priorities are no longer the house right at this moment. Right now, the priority has to be on HG. I love my daughter. And regardless of being called a grifter, this or that, I may have asked for help twice in my life.
Oh my God. Stop the lies. I have it all on a pink board. You've seen the pink board. Everyone.
Oh my God.
There's the turtle grift, the RV grift, the divorce grift. There's the 501c3 grift. There's so many grifts. So many.
But she changed them. Like, she had the adoption with one. I can't remember what the other one was, but it wasn't custody of grandkids last time. It was something else that she, But now she's like, I've only asked twice for these two things. I'm like, wait a minute. You just asked for the RV, and you asked for it before, and before that too.
What about the adoption grift and the medical grift and the? Come on, there's so many. Army. The car grifts. There are multiple car grifts. This woman is diabolical. She just continues to lie and lie and lie and lie.
It's because they've never been called out before. They've never had anybody really take them to task.
Or when they get called out, they just disappear and go somewhere else, and they go grift somewhere else. So it has no effect on them. It doesn't follow them.
This has gotten so big though that they have a problem with disappearing with it. Oh my goodness. But yes, I did though. Does almost every single person out there that privately adopts. It's expensive. You're actually home to raise money. You are actually told by the adoption agency to raise the money. Okay, so she goes through that. Let's see.
What adoption agency would look at her financial situation and say okay to that? That's nuts to me. I'm sorry. Even if you have to raise money for the actual adoption cost, there should be some standard to be able to afford a child before they give you one. Some at-risk child with no parents. It's just terrible.
Look at this, though. She goes through a little bit of adoption. I just cut that part right there. But then she's like, oh, they need to be with their grandmother. While everything was getting cleared up, the judge said, you need a bigger car. I'm going to get a bigger car, blank. And I did. When one day I traded in my car, I asked a friend for $800. We went and got an older used van. So he custody of the kids. And so do what you have to do.
And she begged for money for that. The car. And look at the almond milk grift. Thank you, Cynthia. Yes, we forgot about that one. Oh, yeah. She did an almond milk grift. How about the hot plate grift?
Yeah.
Hot plate grift. The Christmas grift, the barn dominium grift. There's been the fence grift. There's so many grifts. The baby wipe warmer grift, the dry erase marker grift. Yes, imagine asking for money for dry erase.
I forgot about the dry erase one too. God, there's just so many of them. But now she's saying, I'm going to raise the money to get the RV. Number one with the RV. The seller is only selling it because they have financial emergency. They need to be met immediately. And the only thing they have of value to raise that money is their RV. So they contacted us and offered, they contacted you?
Huh? The seller contacted her?
What, the what now? And that sounds, that sounds, what's those 4 letters? SCAM? I don't know. Again, I don't know anything about it, but that sounds very bizarre if that were true in any way. And offered to let us buy it as long as they remain anonymous. Why would they bring up anonymity too?
Nobody who's following this case actually thinks that she's a good investment. So if someone is contacting her and telling her to buy something from them, for sure they're a scammer. For sure.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure. Anybody that loans her money, like she's been saying loan or give, you know, I question the legality of that, period. You know, right now, one of the things we're going to discuss tonight, there's going to be one other subject. It won't be a long subject, it's a wrecking ball in the court because Randy brings this up. You know, she did her letter yesterday. And she was like, "Oh, I've got a bankruptcy. It's supposed to hold everything." And Randy's like, "Yeah, there is no bankruptcy
There's
right
no
now."
The bankruptcy has been dismissed. There's no bankruptcy. She lied so many times in that letter.
I mean, it's
So many
amazing
times.
though. So I mean, that bankruptcy though, she keeps going to. If she really does plan to bring up a bankruptcy, what she's trying to pull with this is it's just nuts, man. So, but they don't want any part of this. So they supposedly know about this. They don't want any part of this, and I completely understand. Huh? That's weird, isn't it? That sounds like a scam to me. The amount is $5,000. I have 125, which leaves $4,875. I will sell permanent jewelry. I'll sell whatever I have to get the amount I need, plus registration and moving fees. I'm no different than anyone, except we're not YouTube sensations. We're not. That's your problem, by the way.
Well, and that's what she wanted to be, which is where all of this comes from, by the way. This is what her entire plan was, to get famous off of Jeremy Hales, to become a YouTube sensation just like Jeremy Hales. And the fact that it didn't work, that's what led to this defamation and stalking behavior.
Crazy lady, you could make in 2 videos, you could be monetized. I bet you could get monetization in 2 videos.
But you can't do things like defame Jeremy Hales or defame people.
She'd still make her money. I mean, in the immediate, she'd make money, and then, again, that would be her thing. But right now, she'd have the $5,000. I mean, honestly, if she would have opened up a YouTube, she could have done non-defamation, but she wouldn't. I mean, you just
that she wouldn't be able to help herself.
Yeah,
she would continue to defame, and then Jeremy would end up owning that YouTube channel too. So,
what a testament.
She needs to figure out how to make a channel for herself that doesn't include anything to do with Jeremy Hales. And there's a way to do it, because she's naturally funny and doesn't know it, and she could really lean into her Turtle Queen persona.
Make a video and call out Lisa. You know what?
Oh God, that would make tons of money.
Not just that, what it would do, you want to win back these people. What you do, you want to win back that population that was giving you the monies. What you do is you call out Lisa and you really say what happened there. You put in proof that you've tried to contact her. You put in proof that she's ghosting you on those finances. You put in screenshots of her using your damn kid. I mean, God,
Yep.
She's doing it now. I'd have that channel taken down in a freaking cocaine heartbeat, because she raised money in the name of your child. She can't just suddenly say, well, I'm not doing that anymore. We're actually raising it for something else. She already raised money in the name of your kid. She's still using the name, likeness, and more. She can't just say, well, it's for something else. Lynette, you are an idiot. And I think, like I said, I think she has your messages. She knows exactly what's going on behind the scenes, and she will bury you. But ultimately, you're a coward. You would have enough money to do whatever you needed to. Nobody is ever going to give you that again. They're not going to give you money for lawyers. You're done. Why do you think these people gave up on you? Well, because you're broke. You are. They're never going to do anything for you again. But we're not making money on our posts. I work every weekend selling whatever I can. So she works. That would be an interesting notation too, considering she's disabled. She's permanently and saying she cannot work. So I try my heart out, and I keep.
Yeah, I'll do everything I
trying.
can other than get a job.
It's just so. Well, she made $125 for the weekend. What that
God, if
tells
she
me,
just worked at Walmart as a greeter, she'd make more than that in a week.
well, what's crazy is she's using old stock from other people. Eventually, that will run out. You know, like that's already. It's going to. They were giving her when she would pop in a live stream, she'd be like, "Ooh, that rock, I like it. It's pretty." Bam, she'd get it for free. You know, because they had to treat her that way. Well, they don't do that anymore. They ignore her now. No more peen rocks, lady. No more peen rocks.
Mm-hmm.
But she whams about that. And then she has one more here. I don't want to cover the wham. I just want to see what's in this one too. So I'm innocent. I'm following my lawyer's recommendations. I'm not handing over. I'm not going to hand over personal information to anyone that is stalking me. I mean, what a celebrity. I guess it's would a celebrity go and give their stalker all their family and friend information? So you're admitting you're a celebrity?
Oh God, her family. Most of her family, by the way, has contacted Jeremy Hales to give him information. Just please remember that.
Well, Ray Phone Crusher.
Oh God.
That's amazing. No, oh God, give me a minute. That's really funny.
It's really funny.
Ray Phone Crusher. He hits those buttons so it's like not another one. Oh my God. No, they would not, regardless of how you feel. The truth is I'm innocent. That's the truth. I need an RV. I needed one for a year. So she's saying for an entire year she's needed an RV.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they haven't. If she's made that need clear to Lisa, and they were living in a shed while they were grifting off this kid and doing all this other bullshit. I mean, think about how nasty that is. Even these freaking ecosystem weirdos have to admit that's a bad look. Man, that is a really bad look. But there's obviously no money. That's the truth. So I'm doing this on my own. The only way I know how that's the truth, and you are never going to listen to anyone else, and you know what else I know you're doing. You're just trying to make me mad, so I'll flip up and say something you can wonder the other side with, and they can try and get me in trouble in court. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, Lynette, you do that all on your own. And then what she does is she sends these crazy things she says to the court. Unbelievable. Trying to make me mad. She doesn't need to be mad. Okay, go ahead. She doesn't need to be mad to say things that get her in trouble. She just says them all the time. It's shameful, the things that you fans have done. It's shameful what you did to Ray Phone Crusher. Well, where's the evidence that anybody did anything to him? I personally helped Ray get to 10,000 subscribers.
Yeah. And
so what is it that I've done to Ray? Nothing. I did nothing but help him grow his channel, a thing I deeply resent and regret.
And he crushed the phone on you because of that. He's what a monster. Phone crusher.
And they never show any evidence of anything done to Ray other than we helped him grow his channel. And then what you have done to Scott's wife. Who's done anything to Scott's wife?
She's attacking this person, whomever. I mean, it's crazy because she's like, it's shameful the things that you fans have done. It's shameful what you did to Ray Phone Crusher. It's sad what you've done to Scott's wife. It's sick what you've done to my family members and family members who haven't seen me for 40 years. It's sick. Get a life.
Why? Why have those family members not seen her for 40 years? By choice, perhaps?
Indeed. You know who, though? You know who brought Stark's wife into this? They did. She was actually part of the law firm that was associated. She's not just a rando that had nothing to do with it. She was...
True.
A part of it. So with her, again, I think people have been very accommodating and way over nice, considering, again, she was directly one of the people involved in going after folks. You know,
And I think
Scott
that she
didn't.
was involved in the in all of it. That
Oh
she
yeah,
was
she's the one that got money paid to her and more. They bring her up in the text messages.
she was the
and
one
stuff.
dealing with the payments, and
Mhm.
you know, yeah, I have a feeling she was the one who talked to Bruce, and she talked her husband into it. That's my feeling. That's my theory. I think she was very involved.
Yeah, I get I get that feeling on there. But people have been accommodating and very nice in the aftermath, you know, because
Yeah.
again, what it's really about. But people also deserve justice. That's the thing. And these people, they want to go out and they want to deny justice. You know, Lynette Preston, what she doesn't want to tell you ultimately is who brought those cases again? The ones involving Stark. Was it Jeremy Hales that brought those?
No, it wasn't.
So it wasn't a problem. In fact, I remember them sitting around and celebrating that idea. How things have changed. Remember when they were like, "Oh, we're gonna sue him to oblivion," ha ha ha, and they were all laughing about it, just having a grand old time. And I guess now they aren't.
Mm-hmm.
So strange. Now again, I don't know what'll happen with other cases. You know, like Fed. I have a feeling of how Fed one will move forward. I'm not sure, but we'll see. Now, I want to bring up one other thing for today, and that is our requests for judicial notice. Now, to make sure you understand what this is calling out, which is kind of beautiful in its simplicity. Last night, we went over this, so we will not go over it. We won't rehash the whole document. But in this wonderfully construed legal letter here from one Lynette Preston, she decided to write about both trials. And she brought up bankruptcy. You know, she brings up all types of stuff in this. And it's wait a minute. Give me a second here. Give me 1 minute, okay? I'm gonna check something.
Okay.
Right. Just let me make sure of something real fast.
No problem. I have the perfect thing while we wait.
Yeah, I was making sure. I thought I read something different, but I guess it's not. Okay. I was like, wait a minute, has that been changed? You know, because if the documents, if they're different in any way, I like to know that. You know, but I was like, no, that part right there is okay. It just some of her documents are so weird and crazy that they all blur in my head. But she brings up bankruptcy. She's bringing it up as something that will protect her. You know, she's talking about the bankruptcy and automatic federal stay. She says, quote, "The only thing I know right this moment is that I filed bankruptcy and there should be an automatic federal stay. And that some, if not all, the people
But she's in
involved."
state court.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
but even with her argument, let's go with her argument here,
Okay.
right? So we have a judicial notice filed. Let's see. Now, it includes two things. It includes Stark, of course. You know, it's talking about Stark being deceased. And again, this is just letting the court know what's what. Randy, too, you know, as far as filing, Lynette has no idea what the fuck she's filing. So you need an actual lawyer to file something and do it legitimately. That does need to be on record that he's not there because he was a party that was, is being sued as part of this. So it needs to be noted. So that notes. And then number two here, this is where it gets really interesting because the court is being told, the order dismissing case for failure to comply with the notice of deadline to cure deficiencies in bankruptcy case number in Lynette LMNOP trust. So he's telling the court here, this is a fabulous own. And she opened the door. She opened it for this wrecking ball to roll in. He's like, yeah, about that letter you sent. There is no stay because there is no bankruptcy case.
Mm-hmm.
Now, he attaches to, I'm going to I'm going to scroll past there's a little thing on the member profile for Stark, but again, you know, it is a legal document too. If it does get shown or something, it is not a problem. I'm not going to throw it up here. There's no point in throwing it up here. So, you know, it doesn't serve we know what it says. So, but the other document that, again, I love the judge being given is this. It is the wonderful, now this is the last thing attached to the bankruptcy. The bankruptcy, until something moves forward or something happens and a decision comes in, it's parked. It is not an active freaking bankruptcy. And this 100% points that out. Their plan to try to stall out all of this stuff. Yeah, one part you have to do is you have to actually comply with with some of the rules. This is the worst time to try to stall that out. What idiots.
What a bunch of dummies.
I love it. This is that's why I thought I was like, you know, you got wrecked in court. And really, she wrecks herself in here because their whole plan was to stall out the court system, you know? And in order for that, again, I'm not saying with state courts, I don't know if all court pauses, I don't know all the bankruptcy.
I don't think it's going to pause state court, only federal, I believe.
Even if it did.
Even if it did, this, again, it won't get rid of malicious charges.
It doesn't exist. That's the problem, though. Like,
yeah, and it doesn't exist.
Yeah, for it to help. I mean, that you can't have a bunch of deficiencies. Basically, their lawyer, you know, we talked about them, whatever their plan was, whether this was done intentionally, whether this was done accidentally, this is like dropping a bomb in your own lap. I mean,
all right. You know what else we haven't talked about is that there's a hearing tomorrow a status hearing for the thumbnail case.
Yeah. I should have.
And do you think that that she's actually going to show up? Because I have very serious doubts that she will show up.
I don't think she will. I saw her letter and she won't show up. I think she will. I think she'll skip on it. And I think that this judge,
it's Judge Grabe.
I was going to call him Grub. It will not stick to it. I thought Gray first. I was like, that's not right. So it is Grabe.
It's
I keep wanting to call him Grub. It looks like Grub on paper, you know? That's just how my mind reads
does. And Jeremy, I think, called him Goby.
Goby. Well, you know, in that.
It's a difficult name, but I'm pretty sure. Because at first I thought it was Grebe, but it's Grabe.
Well, you know, I want to get his name, at least for me to be negative, he needs to earn it. You know, if he's going to be positive, negative, I don't know anything about him. He may be the greatest judge ever. I hope he is. I hope he's the greatest.
Well,
ever.
What I understand about Judge Grabe is that he's a stickler for the rules.
Good.
And he doesn't suffer fools. That's what I know about him.
Good. Good. Because they brought the epitome of being a fool, you know, into the court. You know, this was one of the things. So there were a few things. There was actually a good post by Susan Davis talking about this stuff.
Susan Davis has some great ones, by the way. I really enjoy reading her takes on things, and she's good at researching too. So good on you, Susan, for all the good work you're doing out there.
I'm gonna pull this up with it because I thought this was a good post. Yeah, she does a good job. There are some real, like, you know, again, there are many of you that are very good at this stuff. I wish I could think, like, when it's time to think of all your names, I go blank, and I know I'll forget some people. So I don't mean anything by that. I love all of you. You know, you do a great job. But when you post something like this and I run across it, I was like, wow. So she posted this. I just listened to the 2L live stream last night, you know, on 2x speed. So here's some correction of facts. Now, this stuff, the bankruptcy state comes up in this, which I thought was funny because you posted this before, you know, the document was readily noted. But she said, number one, 2L is claiming that the court granted her motion to dismiss in Fed 2 and that Randy tried to oppose. Wrong. They didn't give her a motion to dismiss. They actually, with that, they granted her permission to file an amended motion to dismiss.
Right.
Big,
That wasn't granting her motion to dismiss. Just granting her the chance to file another one because she totally screwed up the first one. Hello?
hey, I've got it.
Oh, I thought that was me because I had a computer
No, it's
problem earlier in the day and I got kicked off my own stream.
No, I had to raid her. She was, she's opened the door. She's trying to get out of cleaning that room. Every time she opens it, I'm like, go back and clean, you know, because she does not want to clean it up.
Of course
I mean,
not.
she made an epic disaster. I'm
Oh,
telling you,
boy.
like, yeah, there were, like I said, there were a bunch of, you know, those plastic crates where you put stuff in. And I was moving, I'd gone through garage and everything else, and I was boxing up old toys. And that's like 90% of what's there or more. And she saw toys sticking out, you know, as a kid, she's like, ooh, but she ended up getting boxes. I was like, man, did you get it? All of that? She would empty part of them and then move them. And she emptied a ton of crates all in one room. And it looks like, I was like, are you kidding me? So, anyway, that's right. She's trying to avoid it now. But that's the first thing that Susan brings up, the idea that that's garbage. The second thing she brought up was the bankruptcy, quote unquote, stay. Like she said, there is currently no bankruptcy case. People need to understand that there is a motion to reinstate the case, but without a bankruptcy case, there is no stay. So it doesn't matter, you know, whether we're talking about it staying in Fed, state, whatever. Right now, there is no case. And yes, they do plan on filing, so they say. But until they cure deficiencies, that has to be granted. You know,
Right. And I think she still also owes money to the federal court, the bankruptcy court. There are fees that weren't paid, which is unbelievable because $6,000 should have covered all of those fees, the filing fees. And
plus they got $330 something too with other fees. You know, there are $330 something for fees. So they collected an additional $300 on it. You know? So I don't know how much they owe with fees. I can't rightly tell you off the bat, but I do know they collected money for fees.
Right.
Oh my God. Tomorrow, are you going to do a Rumble tomorrow?
We can.
You should do one with that Bruce statement again. I think certain things need to be hammered with these people. We need to hammer the fact that with the $6,000, they all knew about the bankruptcy money.
Yeah, I would love to play that. I actually haven't even listened to it all the way through. I just heard some highlights. So yeah, we'll do a Rumble exclusive tomorrow. It'll be fun.
Yeah, you folks definitely will want to hear some of this stuff. It'll be amazing. But she also claims there's a bill pending in California that would ban homeowners from acting in self-defense if someone robs them. What? What? I had no idea with that. I mean, again, I would not take my legal precedents from these people in any way, state, or form. She also claims there's a criminal investigation in the signs. See, they're all pushing this idea.
That can't be. Of all the things I know about police investigations and crime, first of all, there's no crime involved in those signs. It's purely a defamation issue. There's no crime. And if, let's say that she's right, let's say that her theory is right, that Jeremy Hales planted those signs himself, which is ridiculous. He wasn't even in the state, but let's just say he did. That is also not a crime.
Yeah, that would be a civil order. It would be defamation.
It's not a crime to post signs about yourself on the side of the road.
Well, and it's also not a crime. It would be, again, an issue for a civil matter. If she says it's a lie.
Civil matter.
Yes.
Right.
I mean, they're not going to get involved.
There's no criminal matter there. There's no crime. And believe me, you can commit a crime in Levy County, a bad one, and they still won't do anything about it.
Right.
You can point a pew-pew at an 8-year-old, and Levy County doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, Levy County's like, well, maybe.
Do I really believe
maybe next time
going to criminally investigate Jeremy Hales over some sign bullshit? No, I do not.
I just think they have really tried to hammer that one down. You know, keep trying to tell people that. And says the posting of the signs, unless on private property, it's not a crime. Even if it were on private property too, she's writing this, first of all. If it were on private property, it'd be different. It would be a crime. But even then, the level of it, I mean, we'd be talking a small fine. It's not
right.
You're not going to get.
It's not a crime. There's no investigation into signs. This is stupid.
Yeah, they're not going to waste resources.
No.
If Hales did not file a police report, it's likely that he did not do so because he understood it wasn't a crime, or that when he attempted to do so, this is what it is right here. When he attempted to do so, he was told, no crime.
Yeah, because I think he did try to report it to get a record of it anyway, and he was told, you have to take it up in civil court. Which, by the way, Levy County, please recall that Levy County has a well-known record of not even prosecuting ARP cases with DNA evidence. ARP cases. ARP against children with DNA evidence. It has been written about in the press that they have the worst record in America for prosecuting actual ARP cases with evidence. So do you really think, folks, that there's a criminal investigation into Jeremy Hales?
It's such a dumb idea, I swear. But apparently, so Preston has said that she has made a complaint. Well, apparently, according to more than one person here, by the way, more than just this, ThATuMBRELLA also, it sounds like, has made a complaint trying to use the signs as evidence.
It does sound that way. Jeremy's in the chat, by the way. He is confirming that Deputy Weaver said it's civil. Nothing they could do. So if there's nothing they could do in your case, what the hell are they going to do if Lynette says, there's this, he's saying these signs, I wrote the sign, I didn't. What are they going to do? Nothing. A big fat nothing.
I think her posts are fascinating though, because she's talking about discovery, and she's saying, I will not comply with discovery. The ones we just went over, those are amazing. I mean, holy God. Like, I don't have to. Yeah, okay, well, you play chicken with the judge. The easiest way to get a judge to to stomp all over you is to tell a judge no, I'm not going to do that. I don't want to. Make an excuse. It doesn't matter. Because the judge will be like, oh, the hell you will.
Except in Belitho's case, I mean, how many times did Bruce tell him no and defy his orders? And he's just like, okay, whatever. Not going to do anything about it. That to me is crazy.
Well, if things, like I said, if they don't go, if Belitho makes some kind of crazy anything really that doesn't go forward, the issues for appeal are massive in this case.
Yeah.
He has brought up so many appeals. Can you hold this for like 2 minutes? I'll be right back.
Of course I can. Well, folks, I am looking into airline travel to San Francisco for October. I'm going to be going to cover the Laura Owens trial, the evidentiary 2-day hearing between her and Mike Maricini. The false allegations, the false pregnancy scammer has scammed for the last time and now is facing a trial for 2 days. And I'm disappointed in the airfare because it appears to have gone up in the last couple of days, which is very annoying, but whatever. I am still raising money to get there, and so I can cover this thing. So visit my channel and make sure that you look at the Laura Owens coverage and get caught up on the case. I'm going to have a stream in the next coming days to raise the rest of the money that I need to purchase the tickets, because I really need to do that like as soon as possible. But man, hotels are expensive there too. I freaking hate San Francisco. It's too much money.
All right. Boom, I'm back. It's funny today. I was looking at my phone messages earlier. I noticed that fly thing. So this afternoon, I walked outside, and on my vehicle, I parked it right in front of my house. I noticed a monster fly like this huge one of my.
Oh yeah, he
My-
sends me a picture of this
Yeah.
thing.
I sent a picture to Megan. I was like, look at this fly. It's huge. And Megan was like, that's a horsefly. They bite. Like, don't mess with it. And next one, I'm like, too late. I've already caught it.
He sends me a second picture and it's already in a jar. Like, no, those things are so nasty. They hurt like hell. There was one that would just like basically stalk us in by my mom's pool. And I'd have to jump in the pool and go underwater to get away from it. It would land on your head and bite your scalp. They suck blood. They are nasty.
Yeah. I catch everything. I don't care. Like my family, like, you and the kids, you're like one of the kids. You just catch everything. But it's funny. The oldest now has it. It's taped down so he can't get out. But she has it in a little capture jar.
Mm-hmm.
So, and the heck with it. I actually hate horseflies.
Yeah, they're awful.
All right. Well, I think I'm going to hit some soupas. You going to go rest and chillax?
Yeah, I'm gonna go to bed. I'm not feeling so hot today. I was good this earlier, and then I got hit by waves of nausea and a stomach ache. So I don't know. I'm drinking tea, but I think I'm gonna go to sleep. But I do want to encourage the chat to go and watch the replay of my live stream today. I had Jack Fox on, who is a really interesting guy. And get this. So Jack Fox he analyzes writing samples. He's not a handwriting analyzer. What he does is he's looking at what the words mean and if they suggest truth or lies. And I gave him a bunch of emails that were sent to me by someone I believe was Laura Owens, pretending to be an ex-boyfriend of hers named Tag. And he went over them. I gave them to him like a week ago, and he loved them. And he had his analysis of it today on the stream, and it was really great. And here's some good news for all of you Hales fans. I told him, boy, Jack, I would really like to send you some handwriting from this other case, some writing from this other case that I'm working on, to hear what you have to say about this person. And if you think, and without telling him, this is the fun part. You don't tell him anything about the case. Nothing. He just reads the writing, as in like posts that she's put up, or I wanted to send him that 300-page order of protection thing. I think he would really like it. And I would love to hear what Jack would think. And he was open to it. So I'm actually going to work on that. But if you guys want to go see what he does, he's like a human lie detector or truth detector when he reads someone's handwriting. He has really good insight into things. Really good. He found things that I didn't see, red flags that I didn't see, connections I didn't put together. So go and watch that if you're looking for something to watch. Watch the replay of my stream from today with Jack Fox. It was so good, so interesting. And stay tuned for that, because I'm going to try and get him to do some analysis on this case too. All right, I'm out of here. See ya.
See ya. I think that'd be fun. I think somebody looking through all of the letters from a certain someone, checking those out, I think that would be fascinating. So let's go over some supers. Let's do it. So Tammy kicking it off. Thanks for the vibe there. I watched Electric Dreams. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's become the old. I mean, she absolutely loves that. She's on a robot android. Any type of robot or even cyborg or whatever. She's just on a kick with all of that. So Electric Dreams, Terminator, Portal, she's just all over all of that. So she's enjoyed it. But I'll tell her you enjoyed it. Thanks for suggesting. Also, 47th anniversary. Well, I'm going to bust out the right song, but it will be, I tell you, we need an anniversary edition. We definitely need to make an anniversary edition to this thing too. Here we go.
Happy birthday from both of us to you. Happy birthday. May all your dreams come true. Happy birthday. We love to have you here.
Happy anniversary.
Here's to another year.
Happy anniversary. I said birthday actually one time. No, it's funny. But Happy anniversary to you. 47. That's awesome too, by the way. That is awesome. You know, they set milestones too. They're like, oh, 50. Man, that is a huge milestone by itself. And then they're closing on a big milestone there too. Props to you. Love you guys. Fallen Hero, 33 months, my friend. How you doing, brother? Hope you're having a good one. Appreciate you. Good to see you. Max Lab dropped a super chat too. Hey, Max Lab, how's it going, my friend, as well? Oh, tomorrow might be interesting. We'll see what happens with a hearing. Like you said, there is a hearing tomorrow. That hearing with the it is. It might not be. Well, we'll see. Well, my big question is, will Elemental Peace show up? She wasn't told that she couldn't stay. Like she could rather stay out. So for her to just skip, we'll see. This is the new judge, Judge Grabe. I'll forget by the next live stream, but his name, when you spell, like when you look at it, when you want to phonetically go through it, it does look like grub. So I had this problem, but I know it's not grub. So I keep drawing a blank on his name. But yeah, Judge Grabe, brand new judge being assigned to all of this stuff. And one thing I would not want to do is I would not want to middle finger a brand new judge. You know what I mean? Like, he hasn't made a statement. This is the first thing. You don't have anyone representing you currently. So, BBB can't represent you because, well, remember what he had to do in order to be a Florida lawyer. So, not being there might be a little problem. We'll see how that goes. It might be really interesting to find out about. Dana, thanks for the 2 there. Can I play the birthday song? Hey, it's your birthday too. Busting that out. Everybody wish Dana happy birthday, by the way. And yes.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday for you today.
From both of us to you. Happy birthday. May all your dreams come true. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
We love to have you here. Happy birthday. Here's to another year.
Man, happy birthday to you too. It's good to have you here. What's up, Michelle? See you in yesterday's vintage. Thanks for the fun. They're having surgery on Thursday. Please keep in your thoughts. Indeed, for sure. For sure. Everybody, make sure that you keep Michelle in your thoughts there. I mean, it's definitely it's one of those things. I try to make sure that I keep like a list of people. When people write and other things, yeah, I do. I'll put you on there, and love to you, support everybody. Like I said, keep her in your thoughts and prayers. Jack's mom, what's up, Jack's mom? Thank you for the gifted member. Thank you there. By the way, that thing, by the way, too, it is almost completed as well today. So that's a good update. I didn't have to write about that one, so it's awesome. Thank you, and thanks for the 8 months there. It's nice you two together. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, we have fun with it. Wait, ooh, there's an Amber Alert. Give me a second. I'm trying to see where. Hancock, Tennessee. Where is that? Give me a second. We have an Amber Alert in. Just trying to see if it's anywhere close. I don't know. Let's see. Oh no, that's on the other side of Tennessee. That's 4 hours away. I was just, when they go off, I try to make sure if it's in our region or something, I'll make sure to be proactive. We've had one here, and that honestly, like when that happens, if you get the community involved and stuff, it helps out. So. But thank you, Ann. I appreciate it. Sorry they cut me off. Let's see. Dan, thanks for that. Did anyone catch Squid Stream? Only me and John Cook were both in the chat. No, I didn't. That's crazy, though. That's kind of interesting. You've got these people. It's it's fascinating to me that you've got, again, they keep trying to beg money off of Only Me. They have multiple times. If he gives him money, man, he's a sucker. He is absolutely a sucker. What he needs to do is he needs to step up and do something about that money. One second, I got to clear my throat. What he needs to do is clarify. I mean, there's a reason that Michelle Preston will not engage over that money. But ultimately, he didn't give to Hale, the people that insulted and disparaged him repeatedly. He did not give them tens of thousands of dollars to go out and do their own thing with. And they did it anyway. And they're like, do something about it. As far as we're aware, nothing has been done there. And you know, they of course they want to beg off another $5,000. Anybody that looks at this stuff right now too, especially like the cases, you can have your own opinions on any case that's out, you know, obviously, but the thumbnail case with what's there, the remnants that are coming up, that was 110% Michelle Preston's fault. We told her from go there was a garbage lawsuit. She decided to bring it against all these people. Bruce really is Bruce. You know, he was pulling the strings. Already made it very clear. But the freaking, also on top of that, the trespass 5, they were garbage lawsuits. Everybody told them that. Everyone. So everything that's coming up right now, that's a problem for them. And the bankruptcy thing, again, they made it clear that all of that was about shielding them from the ramifications of their own action, you know, and they bungled that too. Man, Michelle Preston should be pissed. Like, her team here has got to be the biggest set of dolts I've ever seen. I mean, honestly. Now, like I said, I don't know what will happen in a courtroom, but what I do know is that they have bungled every plan they've come up with, whether it's exposing. Remember when they did the handwriting, like going back and doing the handwriting sample thing with the expert? Bungled. Their other big plans, bungled. Bringing in other people, bungled. Multiple cases, bungled. Also, protective order, bungled. I mean, Fed 1, look at the disaster made out of it, and so on. And like and now the bankruptcy bungled. It's just amazing stuff. But I didn't catch that. I am curious though. I'm curious what kind of again, if they pop up in chats too, I would people can communicate, and you know, again, you be nice, respect the rules of whomever, like Squid's chat, obviously, but get screenshots. You know, if they're running that yap, you definitely, you know, you can ask questions and see what comes up. It may get you an interesting one out of that. Screenshots. Robert, what's up, man? Thanks for the 5. I keep getting Elon Musk wanting to give me 15K on Facebook. Oh yeah. I get almost daily. Like I get so many scam messages on Twitter. So I was talking about scam messages. So give me 1 second. Let me take a small screenshot. You would not believe the amount of garbage. Let's see. Here's what. Let me just read you a couple, okay? Because I don't want to show them because it might show somebody's stuff here. But these are the kind of scam messages to get on there. Here we have one from a Maya, which is a fake account. Have we met prior? You strangely showed up in my featured people, and I think you're mad handsome. Can you hit me up on my main profile? You know. Then I have, you know, oh well, hey. Here we can get original shares of Elon Musk's private companies. Oh, you get in there. Got another stock pick one. Let's see. Here's another one. Here's another stock pick one. Here's another. This one's not a Maya, but a Mia. It says, ooh, I'm 37 and single. Let me take a picture of that. I mean, this is the kind of crap I end up getting. And I'm sure there are people that sometimes fall for these too. And it's sad. I hope people don't. They are so, oh God, They're so sleazy. You know, you're probably talking to some dude over in God knows where, just a note. So don't fall for any of these things. But on there, you get stuff like that. You know, oh, here we have my hobbies are traveling, fitness, and making friends. Oh, I love cat and dogs. Oh, man. Oh, that umbrella guy. Hi. Now, some of them, they're so lazy, they don't even change the name. It'll say media. If you ever get one that says, hi, media, that's where they forgot to change your name out. Or they don't speak, you know, English is a secondary or maybe not even a blip on the radar. So they forget to change it out. But I'm 37 years old. I'm from Singapore and now live and work in Hong Kong. I enjoy chatting with older people of the opposite sex. Oh, how old are you? Oh, now those, of course, they are definitely nasty bait. You know, beware. There are a lot of scammers out there, but I get a lot of them too, Robert, man. I don't get main people all the time. I had a Johnny Depp scammer. You know, I call him Johnny Derps because they're so dumb. They can't type. But I had one recently again. And I've got 3 or 4 fake Johnny Depps following me again. So I might mess with one. I think I've got a Robert Downey Jr. following me. I have to see. I always have to check and see what fake ones I have. Yeah. Dan, thanks for the 5 there. Sorry Ray lost his wife. It doesn't give him a free pass. Yeah, exactly. Well, it's not just that. Okay. Ray would do videos where he would give updates. And in that, he would load them with 4 to 8 minutes of, you know, whatever. And they're about their case facing. It's funny too, because again, she's trying to work her way back into the graces of Ray, not realizing that 2L controls that. She controls access to all that. These people are afraid to step out of line, you know, and it's amazing. But you have Lynette Preston trying to get back in those graces. But he spent one of those days like taking a crap on her too. And even when everything that's been going on, I mean, he's been around chats. He talks his trash too. So that comes up. And now, even if he's not around, what you do is you have all these nasty people weaponizing him or weaponizing this incident. And they're trying to use it as a bludgeon. And the worst case scenario is people believe it. But I mean, really, they try to put you on the defensive with it. And I refuse to do that. I refuse to be on the defensive, you know, because it's ridiculous. But they have been, all their bad actions as of late have been blamed on that. Even that crash, like that huge one that Robbie had the other night, he tried to blame it on something to do with that. And it wasn't. It's so bizarre. Shaman, thank you for the membership. Thank you. Welcome. Thank you for that membership and welcome to Tugs Thugs. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate you. Now, Rhea Ryle, I like that gluten intolerance one. I thought that was very funny. Thank you for that. That was pretty good. Cat's back. Thanks for the 2 months there. Celebrating your birthday, too. Do you get a song? Yes, indeed. If we had 50 freaking birthdays, we'd have 50 freaking songs because I love you guys and I appreciate you.
Happy, happy birthday from both of us to you. Happy, happy birthday. May all your dreams come true. Happy, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
We love to have you here. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Here's to another year.
And much appreciated too. Like I said, I love being able to throw out the birthday songs. I remember, you know, back when, remember how much I liked to get in something like that. You know, that kind of acknowledgement. You know, like I said, I appreciate you folks. I would do dozens of them there. 1 second. While we're talking, I have those construction that umbrella guy pictures. I'm making those while we're talking. So, hey, what's up, 2012? Thanks for the 2. Spam is my y'all. Oh, indeed. of the devil. Thank you, 2012. Appreciate you, my friend. Rachel, thanks for the 34 months. Can probably blame the UK for that with their bill having to verify age for restricted content. Yeah, actually, I think what they were trying to do, what happened with everything is I think what they were trying to do though is they've been trying to eliminate bots and more. See, Twitch did a huge elimination of bots on their platform. And when they were doing that, unfortunately, it is knocking out verified counts. And they have created, every time they try to do something, quote unquote, for the creators, it makes a mess. So right now, like I said, every creator you enjoy, and I'm not just talking about myself or Megan Fox or whomever, I'm talking about every creator you enjoy. Make sure that you look at their content and make sure that you're getting it. Make sure, if you want to help them out, tell people live and more. Because again, you can see it, topics. This isn't one of those, oh man, like people don't care about a topic as much. Like you do have drop off on topic no matter what. But with what's happening, if you look around YouTube, you have monster channels, tech channels, true crime, all kinds. And they're all talking about this issue. Because this is what'll be sad about it is, like for myself, I'm not as worried. Like, even if it, if it knocks you under a certain threat, I'm fine. Like I'm doing good. I'm fine. I'm golden. But small channels will die because of it. And that's a tragedy because it's nothing they've done. They've gone out, they've done their thing, but they may get destroyed by it. So just again, try to help out. And yeah, that's a good note too, Rachel. Wendy Bono, thanks for the 18 months. Talking Megan, I'm here. Yes. I was just asking. I'm just playing, but I'm glad to have you here for sure. Man, I love making these freaking. I don't know how many of you use something like ChatGPT. ChatGPT costs $20 a month, which sucks, by the way. But it's an expense. I make people pictures and everything else with. Any of y'all need pictures, I make them. So, but I'm making these. Check these out. I want to show you these real quick. So I showed you a couple of those earlier ones that I was making. Actually, let me put them all in a folder. I'll just roll through them. It's off of a video, and the video for some reason won't play, so I'll show it to you on another day. But check these pictures out. So I've been making these, like all these different construction ones. The construction of a ThATUMBRELLAgUY. I thought it was kind of funny, like a robot, Look at these. I think they're pretty cool. I thought it did a pretty good job. Again, when you look at some of the people are funny, but it's just kind of awesome. I thought that would make a cool video. So I've been building on them. But Annie, thanks 6 months there. Thank you there. Sent Megan blue tape pic just for last night by email. Oh, I saw that one. That was good. I loved it, by the way. I forgot to note that. I got the blue hair tongue. That was awesome. I got a few there. Thank you all. Those are cool, man. I love all that. I do. I absolutely love them. Pirate Bro, thanks for the 2 there. Hope this helps out. Indeed. Thank you. Thank you for that. It helps out plenty, many ways. Also, like I said, for stuff, hitting that like button, everything, it helps too. I hate shilling freaking that stuff. I hate that. I do. But apparently we have to. Liz, thanks for the 6 months. We need an email address for a letter writing campaign. Complain, please. I love lurking and painting canvas. Yeah, it's crazy because they are saying that lurker numbers won't count toward view count. Again, never with this topic, never had one hit under 10 ever. And until the dates they talked about, it was late March. So it's from the 14th to about the 24th. They were saying that's when people started noticing a drastic decline in numbers. And bam, on the 23rd, that's when I noticed it. But it's crazy because, again, I think there's probably certain words that trigger this, and we don't know them. We have to learn it all again. You have to learn what they're censoring, and it's nuts. Poindexter, thanks for the 5 months. It's probably because YouTube is losing money and can't pay, so they changed the rules like the government. I think it's more that they make money, and they make money hand over fist because they're the alphabet company. But some of it is competition, but some of it they're trying to add in AI to do a lot. And the problem with AI, they're trying to replace humans. Because the more they add in as AI, the less they have to pay out human beings. Those pesky creators, they cut into the bottom line, So they keep adding in more AI features. But these AI features, they arbitrarily decide all kinds of insanity. I mean, ultimately, success isn't just dictated on how good your stuff is. I've seen plenty of people that are amazing creators. And their stuff doesn't get out. Ultimately, it's also about exposure, and they control that. All these platforms do. It's sad. Georgie, what's up, Georgie? Thanks for 5. Love Tugworth and Mama Foss. You too is also refining people, supers and gifted. That's wild. That's absolutely wild. There, I haven't seen a problem with that for myself. But other channels there, I've seen. So you'll see channels that get demonetized, for different issues. That is coming from AI. AI is arbitrarily targeting channels. And some of that comes also from mass flagging and other garbage as well. So that kind of, you have to watch that too. Joan dropped a super sticker here. Thank you for the super sticker, Joan. That's awesome. I'll go back and check it out too. I didn't see it when it came in, but I'll definitely check it out. The kids will love them. So I'll love checking them out. Aussie Wombat, thank you for the 5 giftos. Thank you, Aussie, by the way. I appreciate you. Like I said, the kids, for the name Wombat, they've got to learn what a wombat was and everything. It's amazing. Real Rye, thanks for the 2. I used to bump people on purpose. It's fun talking about the bumper cars. Indeed. Oh, Martin, I didn't notice you there. I'll more foreign money for Bugs Fair Adventures. Well, thank you. I'll mention that to her. Yeah. Oh, so I was talking about. So this is what blows my mind. When I was a kid, and I get it, inflation, a long time ago, but still, when I was a kid, we would go and we'd play like the goldfish games. You play them for change. You get a bunch of like a bucket of those little balls you throw into cups. Now those same games are like $10 to play. That's wild, But I got to see a video of my oldest, my mom and my stepfather. They went and took the kids, and they wrote me and they were talking about it, and they showed me a video, and man, her face after she won, oh my God. She didn't think she would win. She was like, oh, she got down to like 2 balls where you throw them in the little goldfish thing. And one of them went in. Oh my gosh. It's so funny. Like her, the joy in winning. It feels good to win. So she won. Oh, she was excited. But my God, the food and stuff, they're insanely high. I don't see how people afford it. That's why, again, here it is the second highest. When I say the spending holiday, I'm talking about for bank withdrawals too. So people take loans to go to the fair because that's the only thing here. So outside of it, you have Christmas, biggest loan and spending holiday, and then you have the fair here, and that's nuts. When I was a kid, it was crazy. They used to have a haunted house ride. I used to love that thing. They finally got rid of it because it was so outdated, but I used to love going on that thing. My oldest wants me to take her to haunted houses this year, but I don't know if I want to do that. Oh, Lord. I'll have to tell you all some stories. I used to work when I was a teenager. I worked at a haunted house for 3 years. Oh, my God, that was so much fun. I've told some of those, man, but they're crazy stories. Jacqueline, thanks for the 20 months. Doug, my insurance is going to pay for my medication. I have a copay of $1,200. If I had something else to help, do you? Okay, with your medication, do you have, like, the companies themselves, first of all, have you contacted them? The first thing that, like, this is what I did for my grandparents, for example. The very first thing is to take the medications. They can write your medication costs off. They can give you medication for free. So you talk to the place that is responsible for your medications. I'm not talking about the pharmacy. I'm talking about the company for whatever. And because it's good PR, you know, it's all in how you address them. And tell them, bring up you can even bring up, I tell you what, you can even bring up like the fact that, you know, not only would you be grateful, but and your friends out there, they run several large YouTube channels, and they would definitely mention like how great that would be. So I mean, you could bring that up, you know, in passing. I would definitely bring that up, you know. But that's the first step. So see if that can help. If not, there's usually other programs that can help. But look at that first step and see if there's anything you can do with that at first, and then see what's from there. We'll talk to some other people too and see what. Cynic, thanks for the 5 there. If you need a break to laugh at old enemies, get wrecked. Oh yeah, the Cat 10 barge one. Legal. I've been reading that. Actually, I pulled that up. I was reading the lawsuit, so I actually was going over that yesterday. I saw that Cat 10 barge. If people don't realize, Cat 10 barge is a well, she used to work for, I can't remember now if it was NBC or CBS. It eludes me. She's terrible human being. Try to ruin people's lives all the time. Well, she ended up getting let go because, you know, for all the likes on Twitter and other garbage these people will carry with them, they don't turn into backing or money. People who actually spend money don't like these folks. They don't like the Taylor Lorenzes. They don't like the Cat 10 barges. So they end up getting let go. Well, she's working on her own now, and now she's being sued. And it looks like an absolute trash fire, and it might be fun to check out. So I was reading on that, and I was thinking about making a video on it myself. I thought about just pulling it up, going over it, because it's pretty funny. It's pretty good. Now the whole lawsuit is, it's kind of a mess anyway, but it's still funny. It's all a funny period. Snoozy Q, thanks for the 8 months. I'm at work and still listening. Count me as a lurker. Yeah, you know, that's the thing. I mean, people listen at work. They do all kinds of stuff. If they're listening, they're listening. It shouldn't matter. And thank you, by the way. Kelly, thanks for the 5. I wonder what name and whose social security number is used for the adoption, because I have a feeling the state knew nothing. There's so much. Well, I do wonder, again, with so many different names and other things. I mean, there are a lot of questions, but ultimately, again, that part there, I'm not saying that all of that is minimal or anything, but there are so many red flags that are in the immediate right now that have come up from people like LP. She has brought them up, that I think that subject, it doesn't even have to be one you talk about, honestly. You know, you don't even get there, because the red flags themselves, they shouldn't be ignored. Andre, thanks for the 2. The more they whine, the more they go down the rabbit hole. That is indeed true too. It's pretty funny. Aussie Wombat, thanks for the 8 there. Jeremy said, found more names and different birthdays and social security numbers. LMPLP is, yes, indeed. Actually, there's been some discussion over some newer findings and more information. Yes. Hi, thanks for the 5. Telling I sent you an email of Indian selfie. My service dogs. Welcome to share with the YouTube family. Let me look at them. I'll check them out. Well, give me a second. I want to see them. 1 minute. Let me see. Oh, cool. Give me a second. Oh, I like the hat. It's cute. Partnering crime. It's funny. I like it. Give me a second. I'll show these off. Give me a minute. For sure. Let the shenanigans begin. That's hilarious. I won't put there's a picture with people, so I won't put the people one on there, but let me show the other ones. Check out your let me see. Here, give me 1 minute. 1 second. Here we go. Look at that. I like some of that. I like the bubbles. It's awesome. That's cute. Look at that partner in crime hat. It's really funny. I like it. I like that quite a bit. That's awesome. Oh, look at that. That's funny. Looks like a cracked out after a good day. So, I like that. Mama says I'm special. Show supervisor. I got a safety break. Those are funny. I have no idea what I'm doing. I licked it so it's mine. That sounds about right. I like this one too. Let the shenanigans begin. It's cute. Thank you for showing those off. Yeah, I like that. It's really good. Sherry, thanks for the tune there. Maybe Michelle has only asked twice. The rest are element. That's true. Maybe Michelle only asked for money 2 times. Maybe the rest were under aliases. I mean, seriously, though, when you read some of this stuff, it is wild. I mean, it is wild stuff. She's trying to convince people that not only that she's never asked for money, but she just told us that the money with Lisa, it's done, it's over. Just forget it ever existed. You know, like that's crazy. There's nothing I mean, really, like that statement blows my mind. Look at this again. There is nothing I can do about Lisa donated money. What? Does that sound like, first of all, like again, LMNOP keeps saying that Lisa has nothing on her, right? Does this sound like the same person she finally had? She said that she wanted Jeremy Hales to give, what was it, $65K? So John would go away. Well, she had more money than that. She did. I mean, that was the money that she kept begging for. She wanted to do all of this insanity. I mean, she essentially tried to, and I consider that looks like blackmail to me, you know. But now the money doesn't matter, and that's bizarre, right? So, but yeah, it's all weird. Bug Naked, thanks for the file. I hear the theme music for The Sting playing in the background. It's playing Bad Boys. Bad Boys, Bad Boys, indeed. Just Jay, thanks for the file. So now she's grifting for herself to help grift for someone else. I think that is grift squared in math. Yeah, I think we're getting into some complex formulas for grifting, actually. Your grift mathematics are getting wild in that, aren't they? Jack's mom, thanks for the 5 there. Remember when JC grifted for wood and paint so he could make signs? Couldn't that tie him directly? That would be interesting. Possibly. I mean, you know, again, something that's done. Well, first of all, isn't it interesting? They put up the old OCC. They've showcased that they like to put up signs. You know, these are the deeds of people that, well, if I were going to make the case with a jury, I would bring in everything. I would showcase that. I would also bring in the OCC. I would bring in the screenshots of the chats talking about it to showcase their proclivity for putting up signs and trying to be I didn't do it. I didn't do anything. You know, when they did that, like that kind of stuff is damaging. I think you can make, you can make a case trying to put together circumstantial evidence, but you have to be careful with some of that too. I mean, you could use it potentially, but you've got so much hard evidence that I don't think that would help. That would be the only thing I'd have a problem with that. But yeah, I mean, looking at stuff like that is actually it's good to think of anything that comes up and ask that question. That's actually a good question with that. which will she do? Thanks at 5. And that is full of more shite than a porta potty at a festival. I mean, seriously, the woman just doesn't shut up. It's true. It's true. But you know what? I listen to everything. Like she says no one listens to her. I do. And I disseminate it to thousands of people. So she can't say that none of us are listening. None of us listen to her side. I read her side. I read everything she posts. I read every freaking filing. We go through it all. So, just Jay, thanks for that. LMOP will set up a GoFundMe to finance or GoFundMes. That would be funny. I would love that. That would be an amazing GoFundMe. Hey, here's my GoFundMe to set up more GoFundMes. That would be crazy and funny. No, that should be funny. I'm a Muppet. Thanks for 10. That is not, I repeat, not what an adoption agency told her. Yes, that's true. They're only concerned with marriage and why no adoption. By the way, I don't believe they ran her fingerprints. POS. Well, they definitely didn't say, hey, why don't you grift money for the adoption? And a judge isn't like, hey, why don't you go back up another car? I don't believe that on you. I'm a Muppet. They might question your ability to take care of, but they didn't do a very thorough job of that, I would say. I'm a Muppet. Also, thanks for the adoption position. Finances was poor people have and love children. We can't discriminate against them. They discriminate enough, though. I mean, unfortunately, they do. They put up so many financially based obstacles in the adoption that they do kind of discriminate there. I mean, I think they just didn't do their jobs in some, You have to question that sometimes. Do they do their due diligence? And I mean, did they in that? I don't know. Well, that's a question others. More learned individuals than not. Like I said, when I look at this stuff, I look at the immediate red flags. I don't even have to look back. I can look at now with LP's own words that she says now, of course, they don't matter or they're not real or they're AI. Oh, so much garbage, But we've seen them. I've screenshot a lot. Nowadays, since I've started covering, I screenshot everything that she puts up. If you see me show it, I've screenshot it too. And many people are just like that. Many people have been doing that a lot longer than I have. So, for her claims of I never did it, that's one of the things that blows my mind too. Because some of the people that I get screenshots from post everything, as in after everything happens. I also get it from if I need something, like if I miss something, I get it, the pre-shots, and they 100% do their due diligence. There's certain people that do amazing work as far as that. But for her to admit, I mean, she just lies. I've never seen a person lie as much as she does. She lies about everything. By the way, did they have been bringing up Jeremy Hale's his give me 1 second. I want to screenshot something. I want to show it to you. So they keep bringing up Jeremy Hale's thumbnails from around Ray. I forgot to bring this up too. They keep saying that his thumbnails were terrible and disrespectful. Now, he makes his videos a day ahead. That's what, like when I create video, unless it was something just in the moment that I had to make, I would create videos a day before. Now, his videos have to, all right? But they want to bring that, like, what is this, man? Like, is this AI creation? Again, thumbnails are public property. So flag over a thumbnail. Look at that though. What the fuck is this? That seems bizarre to put on like I was just like, what? If you're going to complain about Jeremy Hale's thumbnails, that doesn't seem tactful there. Not at all to me. That looks very bizarre, I think it's gross. These people have weaponized anything they can to weaponize a tragic situation, any tragic situation. They've weaponized Stark. They've weaponized that. It's so gross, man. 2012. Thanks for the 2. I sent an email to Megan on bankruptcy issue. I'll mention for her to check that out, man. Patrick, thanks for the 5 there. Wouldn't the child have to show up as a party since MLNP listed the child as a plaintiff in one of the Levy County cases, or was I hallucinating? I can't remember. Was she a party in that? I can't remember if she added. I can't remember her doing that. I know she mentioned HG, but did she actually add them as a part? I didn't think she did. Let me, I can tell you in just a minute. Because that would be in the trespass 5. I don't remember her being a party. But she mentioned that, and they threatened to add HG a million times as a party. Exactly, kid. And that is a weird freaking... You know, and the whole thing is, I realize there's stuff, sometimes, you know, you don't plan your lives around these folks. Jeremy Hales certainly doesn't plan his lives around these folks. You know, he would rather avoid them when possible. They act like he owes them some kind of nicety and respect. I remember them all mocking George, where she was, you know, dealing with the whole thing with potentially with cancer, with all of that. I remember them all mocking and deriding her, having a grand old time. So yes, she is on it. Okay. So I guess she is on that, huh? I was gonna pull it. Give me a minute. I couldn't remember. I'm sorry. Like my mind is just all over that. See, you know, that's another thing too. Like when you have that, she really messed up. Actually, I shouldn't say she messed up. I should say that Bruce and she really messed up, because the trespass 5 case was an absolute disaster. It was. I mean, it is one of the worst filings I have ever seen. That's the initial filing. There it is. Took me a minute to find it. Sorry. I'm pulling it up here. But it's one of the worst files, like I said, I've ever seen. Yep, sure enough, you are right. I'm pulling that up for you. Just give me a second. So her name is on there. Now, her guardian would have to actually show up. She wouldn't have to show up because Lynette Preston is her guardian. But, yeah, she did, because it says through her mother is what it is. So her guardian is the one that's responsible in that. But you're right. I couldn't remember that. Again, I need to rewrite the cases and notes. I used to keep a folder with all of that, like right in front of me. I need to rewrite who's in what, because they don't seem, you know, they don't seem pertinent until they come up again. Then when you have another meeting or discussion, it's like, oh yeah, those cases do matter again. Man, we really need to read the filing for the trespass 5 again, since it's become another discussion point. And you know, but you're right. You are right, Patrick. My bad. I couldn't remember. Thank you for noting that. Skippa, thanks for the 2 there. 5 days. She talks over the, oh yeah, that would be hilarious. $5 for it. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Man, Judge Grabe might not enjoy that too. If he's a law and order here, he'd be pretty irritated. Rhea Wright, thanks for the 2. Should watch Silent Running. Oh yeah, 75. Yes, indeed. I watch so much sci-fi and stuff for sure. I love all errors for. Hey, what's up, kiddo? What's up? I'm almost done. You want to come over here and say something for a minute? You want to come over here?
You don't have to touch my hair. Only when you touch my hair.
Why is your hair wet? Why is your hair wet? Do you wet it in the sink? Did you wet your hair in the sink, bro?
Mm-hmm.
What? Her hair is wet. Why is your hair wet?
Because I put my hair in the sink.
Why'd you put your hair? Why'd you wet your hair in the sink? Was it dirty or something? What?
Yeah. My hair is always dirty sometimes. Yeah,
If you
but
needed a
you know,
shower-
I don't know how to use the
If you
shower.
needed a shower, you should have mentioned needing a shower.
I was trying to tell some people who's always, you know what I mean?
Crazy, Liz. You were such a crazy.
At least I got a shower somehow without anyone's help. Like that.
Give me a second. Let me
I like your picture.
mm,
On this window has a circle.
get Sissy up.
I do need a shower, but I wet my hands in the sink already.
Yeah.
I do need a shower because the sink, you know what I
Well,
mean?
go ask Sissy. Tell her that Dad visit. If not, I will get
But I
you
didn't
the
say
shower set up
anything.
after this. Okay.
But I didn't say anything.
We'll go see if she's awake. Well, you're gonna have to have a shower now because your hair's all crazy and stuff. So we're gonna have to set that up after my stream. Okay. You go get.
I know.
You go see if Sissy's up. If she's not up or
I'm
anything,
hungry.
then I'll do it. Well, we'll get food and everything else out in a minute. You just ate twice.
Oh, I did it.
Yeah, you did. You ate those. That mac and cheese. You ate the what are those? Those big old things from Prater's. And those huge fries things.
Called tater wedges.
The tater. Yeah, you ate those there. Anyway, go
What
out.
tell them about the tater wedges? Maybe
All right, tell them about the tater wedges real quick, and then I gotta finish.
tater wedges or have soap, a little bit of salt that you can't see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, tater wedges are
And
good.
they're so good.
They are tasty. Yeah, I like
Yeah.
them.
And when you get them, they're hot and good and fresh.
Oh, they're delicious. Yeah.
Yeah, and you'll have ice cream, boys. Because they have ice cream.
Yeah.
But you can get a whole tater ice cream tub.
Yeah. All right. Well, hey, go upstairs. See if
And
Sissy's
the
up. If
chicken
not,
strips are good. And the hot
I'll be up there in a few minutes. I'll set you up a shower. Okay. Don't you mess with the shower on your own. Close the door. She wet her hair. She probably got something on it. She's probably messing around. She probably put some hand soap in her or something. Last time she did that, she's like, "Oh no," and wet her hair. So I'll say she's so crazy with that. I haven't shown the oldest that many 70s sci-fi, but she's getting more. She used to not be as open to sci-fi. Now, after she's been in her electric dreams kind of phase, she's more open to it. Tinsel, thanks for 50. Thank you for that. That's awesome. For fuel to get my parcel. Thank you. We like them. More turtles for you. LOL. Well, thank you, first of all. I will go over there. The last couple of days, I've just been dealing with some stuff. Actually, I had some medical issue flare-ups. So I didn't drive, but I drove today and I didn't think about it. For the last few days, I didn't drive. I was doing great with medical stuff, but then I had another issue pop back up. So fun with that, but I think I'm doing better. So tomorrow, if everything holds, I will definitely go there. And thank you. And like I said, I appreciate every time I go to the post office, there's stuff there, and that makes it fun. It makes it fun for the kids. It makes it fun for everybody. Thank you. Lily, thanks a lot. Rosalind's video today says she was married to a convicted murderer, still in prison at the time. Yes, that was one thing that was discussed too. That, wow. I mean, you're talking about like the epitome of bad decision making. Rosalind's breakdowns have been very good, by the way. If people haven't caught them, they should, for sure. They've been really good. Lily, thanks for the 24 months. Love you guys. Hey, love return to you. That is awesome. Thank you. Appreciate that. Brazilla, thanks for the 2 there. Have I seen all 3? You sent over all 3 pictures? Is that what you're talking about? All 3 emails? Let me check. I've seen anything. If it were, let me make sure. Let me check out. Yeah, I think I've seen everything. I'll check again just to make sure. Brazil, because I remember some stuff coming in for. Yeah, I'll look. I'll look after the stream. But yeah, I've got some more blue tape and stuff too. Yeah. But anyway, I think that catches everything up. I appreciate you folks. Sorry about the silence for a second. I was looking something at something, but I'm going to end it here. I thank you all. I appreciate you. And we will be on Megon's channel tomorrow. So we will see you then. Thanks.